Good morning, and welcome to another exciting broadcast day.
Phone number 866-901-ADAM, 866-901-ADAM. We just had to indoctrinate producer Brusca into the Joe Mama Club. Haven't heard that one in a while.
It's still gold.
Gold.
Listen, you don't have to fix what ain't broke. I said, why don't you get Joe to do that? He said, Joe who? I said, Joe Mama.
Yeah, no,
and then we laughed.
No, he said Joe who 28 times, and you repeated Joe 29 times, and then eventually I jumped in and said Joe Mama.
Thank you.
Take it
Brusca's
anymore.
too dumb to even ask Joe who.
Well, he may be too dumb to ask Joe who, but one could argue that you're too dumb to do the Joe Mama. You know, it's knock, knock, who's there? And then you do the knock, knock joke. You don't just keep saying knock, knock. You know what I'm saying?
Follow,
just get to it.
It's unsatisfying if you don't say Joe who, though. If you don't get the guy to say Joe who.
But the thing is, we have a Joe, and he's Engineer Joe, and he was right there, so I thought you were talking about Engineer Joe. I wasn't being dumb. I was actually being very smart. Want Joe, most of the week's been spent with you ridiculing Adam Carolla. Now I see I'm your latest victim.
Wow.
Your new target.
You probably don't even know we have an Engineer Joe, because you come here at 5:58.
Yeah. Wow. I thought Engineer Joe was a just generic term for an older black man. That's an old Engineer Joe. Hey, how you doing, Engineer Joe? I'm doing fine. You know what I mean? Just Engineer Joe.
I always thought his name was Abe.
It's a guy who wears coveralls. He wears striped coveralls. You know what I mean? Maybe he wears a conductor's hat. You know, it's like calling a guy Champ. Hey, how you doing, Champ?
Yeah.
Engineer Joe. Salt and pepper with the dark hair, older, heavy-set man, somewhere between 57 and 71. Not quite. Engineer Joe, how you doing? Champ. He calls you Champ. You call him Engineer Joe.
Should hire someone just to come here and wear coveralls and an engineer's hat just so you can do that.
Call me, he was striped, but it's got to be the striped kind of coveralls.
Yeah.
You know, the blue and white striped ones. How you doing, Champ? That's what I want. Brusca, let's get a, not morbidly obese, but heavy-set, older black guy to read the newspaper sitting on the stool here. And when I come in every day, I went, good morning, Champ. That's all. When no one knows what he does.
Maybe, what if we get Ed? The Ed.
The Ed might work for that role. And it's one of these things, too, where no one knows what he does, but he's been here longer than all of us, so we can't really question it.
Right.
He was here when we got here. He was doing that when we got here, so we don't know who he is, but he gets to stay, and everyone likes him. Mm-hmm. And then one day we find out something weird about him. You know what I mean? Like one day the cops show up. They got a bench warrant from Mississippi, dated 1963. You know what I mean? And we don't want to know. And we never speak his name again. All right, let's start that now. That is Rachel Perry, Dave Damashek over there. Big show today. Larry the Cable Guy coming in.
Saw an ad for that movie last night.
I've been seeing ads all over the place for that movie, and I've realized we're the blue state hipsters over here. We don't have our finger on the pulse of what's going on in society. You know, we hear about NASCAR. We hear about American Idol. We hear about all these, this blue-collar comedy tour and stuff. And it's like, what are those little kids are doing with that little comedy thing over there? Meanwhile, it's the highest-rated thing on TV. I'm sure this movie's going to be a blockbuster. So Larry's coming in. Big Tad is already plotzed in his panties. He is excited.
Anything that Big Tad is all over, it's a surefire moneymaker.
Yes.
It's just so weird. He's like our barometer of...
Yes, that's what it is. He's like we're all scientists studying one huge rat, seeing what its tendencies are. Yes, Big Tad will tell you what the next trend in fast food, auto racing, movies, comedy, music. He'll let you know what the kids are buying. Why? Because he's a 31-year-old who has the brain of a 17-year-old.
Can we ask him? Tad,
what's next?
Am I allowed to talk to the subject?
Yes. Go
what
ahead.
What do you want to know?
Tad, what kind of music are you listening to?
I'm listening to rock right now. The new stuff out there is kind of sounds like Blink-182. Everything sounds like Blink-182 right now.
What's your favorite new song?
I really the new Pearl Jam. The new Pearl Jam song is really good.
Everybody get on that. Okay, what sports are you watching?
UFC right now. I'm watching that. I'm watching. The kids love the UFC, by the way, and I'm getting ready for baseball season. Hopefully, the Angels will take it this year.
What movies we looking for?
The new one with Larry the Cable Guy. That's going to be a health inspector. That's going to be a real good one. And
who's going to win American Idol?
Chris.
What's going on in the Middle East? When's that going to be resolved?
I don't know, but there's war in the Middle East right now. Yeah. Yeah, there's no peace.
Does Hostess have any new pastries out?
As far as I know, not right now.
Right. Okay.
I'm still a apple pie kind of guy.
Tad's it's like a weird idiot savant predictor of the future.
Hey, don't mess with me.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm going to go buy stock in whatever he's eating.
Nostralardis. Yes. He sees it in the future. Thank you.
No problem.
Good.
Thank you.
That was good.
All right. Thank you. All right, Tad. No, Tad is... Tad really knows what's going on all the time. He doesn't, obviously, if you look at his life, he doesn't think 10 minutes down the road because he's still living at home and still driving a crappy car and so on and so forth. But he lives in the here and the now. He'll tell you what's going on today and an hour from now. He won't tell you what's going to happen 5 months from now.
Tad,
but Tad knows.
I want my horoscope.
You want your horoscope?
Yeah, just tell me what's going to happen to me today.
You're probably going to be made fun of by Dave Damashek and Adam Carolla.
Thank you.
And everything else will be good during the rest of the day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's a good
Dad.
prediction. Thank you.
Good job.
Now call me Champ and go back into the next room and read the newspaper.
Okay, Champ.
Thank you. All right. So who else coming on? Larry the Cable Guy coming on. We have Christian, our 13-year-old stand-up comedian who's going to call in, do some comedy for us. Also, Playboy TV's Jessie Jane, who stars in Night Calls now. I know her from an episode of Entourage, and of course, Night Calls. And I've learned from watching Night Calls that the chicks you talk to, when you talk dirty on the phone, turns out they are foxy and they are actually diddling themselves. I always just suspected it would be housewives playing along, but it turns out they're hot. And your hot talk makes them hotter. That's what I like. Two hot blondes sharing the same ottoman, and you're just sitting there going, "Baby, I'm in my underpants right now," and they're like, "Oh, stop it." That's how it works.
When usually you would say that, and women go, "Seriously, stop it."
Sure, yeah.
Ew, stop it.
I like it when women get repulsed about sex. Guys don't do that. Guys do about the farthest a guy will do if you said, like, "Oh, would you mind having sex with someone you're not attracted to?" in the building would be like, "I don't know, can I get loaded?" That's the normal guy answer. But chicks even do it about guys they've been with, which is weird. I don't have that. Like, I don't, guys could have been with 100 women. There's not one of them where they go, well, what? No, guys have like to get one more crack at that. Just one more crack at that. Knowing what I know now, just one more pass at that. That's
really?
That's how guys think. Women, and believe me, I know I've been on the losing end of the Carolla. What was I thinking? Women physically, like you're talking about carnage. You know what I mean? Like is someone going on about a dental procedure? Then what they do is they have to drill through the center of the tooth so they can get to the nerve. Yeah. That's enough.
It's sort of like got prisoners of war. They don't like to think back to that. I'd rather just forget that episode of my life.
Yes. We've all had that.
I would love to talk to somebody who's a specialist in sort of like Darwinian theories about why women react that way and why men react. You know what I mean? What is it? Why biologically do we need to be repulsed by people we've slept with before?
I'll go. I'm no Darwinian theorist, but I will say that for a guy, I think being entered is being violated, or at least potentially being violated quite a bit more than entering somebody. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You guys are the beehive and we're the stick.
Would you think that if I was to enter you, Adam?
Yes.
Okay, bend over.
That's my point. If you were to put on an apparatus and enter me, and then 2 years from now, Dave Damashek said, "Remember when Rachel Perry entered?" I'd go, "Yeah, I got to go take one of those long baths that they did in the 70s movies after the woman was date raped." Yes, it's the entering. The entering is the violation. I guess it's the difference between you getting sort of mugged on the street and someone breaking into your house and assaulting you in your bedroom or something. I think if you get mugged on the street, you can sleep at home after a week, you know. But if you get attacked in your bedroom, I don't know if you may have to move. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the inside versus the outside. I've never really thought about it.
Because you doubt yourself. You allowed this to happen, within your own four walls. You feel ashamed.
And somehow, another thing, which is, I don't know if it's interesting or not, but as a woman, you've been dirtied. It's if you've let yourself be polluted, like some infection has entered your body. Whereas guys, it's just one part of us.
Excuse me, I'm going to go throw up now.
Yeah. It's as if, here's what it is. It's the difference between us dipping our hand in a bucket of doo-doo, trying to pull out an engagement ring, and the floor giving way of the outhouse in your tire. You've been dipped. Whereas we had to roll our sleeve up, and it's disgusting. We had to go wash our hand off. You've been submerged in doo-doo when that guy gets hold of you.
From the inside
Have you ever had a guy you think back on and you go, "Ugh."
Yes.
There's no woman that hasn't, and also because the women are the gatekeepers, then they say things like, "I should have never let that guy." You know, they also blame themselves a little. I shouldn't have. He didn't deserve. I shouldn't have. You know, he should have worked a little harder. He should have this. He should have that. I should have never let him do that. Whereas guys, we always feel like we're getting away with something. That's why we don't have the feeling. I would like surveillance footage of all the women that did the when they thought of me. Years down the road, maybe only weeks.
Perhaps if they're out there listening, they'd oblige just by calling in and giving us a nostalgic.
I would love to hear from people that Adam had dated like many years ago, like high school.
Somebody has to bring it up to him. That's how it works. Someone has to do that thing where they go, "Oh, you slept with it, or you dated? Ugh. Don't even bring it up." Yeah. Speaking of the past. We had other things we were supposed to talk about, but I brought in I found my social security statement, which has all the money you made every year you made it since you started making it.
Oh, that's awesome!
Have you guys received one of these?
I've got one, but I think there's only 2 years on there because I just can't. Or there's only a few years on there
because of the Canadian thing. Yeah. I have mine starting in 1980.
Awesome. What did you make in 1980?
1980, I made $232.
What were you doing? How old were you in 1980? What were you doing in 1980?
I was working at McDonald's.
And you only made $200 that year?
$232.
Not probably
was the minimum wage 8 cents?
I was 15 going on, or 15 or 16, 15 and 16, I should say, in 1980. Yeah, I was making. I think I was making about $2.35 an hour.
King's ransom.
81, I made $746.
Ooh.
82, jump up to $1,000, $1,093.
Not as good of a percentage that year.
Here's a good year. 83, $2,289.
Well, this is now you've left the nest and are now fending for yourself.
I'm now leaving the home in 83 and 84. That's why I had the banner year in 84 of $9,367. Although it took a little dip in 85. Zero.
What happened there?
I think that's the year I added a kitchen onto my grandmother's house, although that wasn't a year's worth of work, but I think that's what I did and didn't report any taxes or something that year. Just worked for Grandma under the table. 86, $17,000.
Nice. How old were you then?
86, 23 or something, or 22, something like that. Wow. 87... $2,500. Took a little dip
and now,
there.
As a side note, you're at this time now. You're in your mid-20s. You're swinging the hammer. You're cleaning the carpets. But at night, you're going off trying to fulfill this dream of comedy. You're taking classes, right? Or you're doing improv stuff. And this and that, right?
Probably right around 88, 89. Start up taking some classes over at the Groundlings. Oh no, a little before that. Maybe 86, 87.
One of these improv sort of things. Right?
Yes. I'm feathering my nest for a day that has not come yet.
The Latino guys that you're swinging the hammers with are like, hey, Adam, you're a funny dude. You should do something with that. Like, yes.
Actually, yeah. And then Oswaldo and I studied over at Stella Adler for a while. I found him very generous as a scene study partner. We did our town. 88. All right, so 87. Now, at 87, I've been out of the house for, 4 years. I'm 22, 23 years old. I make $2,500. 88, zero. Another zero. I got 2 zeros, by the way, so far. Now, here's a big year. 89, $22,543. That was a good year for me.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, big year.
This is still via swinging the hammer.
Yes.
Is how this
and I don't want to, again, people have to understand, I'm not going to college at this point. I'm not living at home and paying my dad a little bit of rent or something. I'm out. Mm-hmm. I'm long out of the house.
But you were making money in other places.
I think
had to be.
Yes, on years, you'll see coming up like 90, $6,300, 91, zero.
I like that the government wasn't hip to this at all.
Well, I owed him a few tax dollars. Yes, I did. I owed him like $4,000 when I was done with this stuff.
When you're in this phase of your life, are you now thinking things are bleak? Is this the next 40, 50, 60 years of my days will be filled with swinging the hammer and bringing in $8,000 a year?
Well, by 92, when I made $3,521, and then 93, where I made $3,984, and 94, when I made $6,000. At this point, I'm a full-fledged adult. I've been out of the house for 10 years, and it's not looking too good at this particular stage. Yes.
You're approaching your 30th birthday, yes, at this point. You're about 27, 28, right around there?
In 94... I'm right there.
Now, what are you thinking? Now, at this point, you're doing the construction, also doing some boxing training, yes?
Yes.
And still toiling, trying to make your way in comedy, yes?
Yes, but it's been 8 unfruitful years of sort of not figuring out what to do. Stand-up, improv, who knows?
So 94, you made what? And you're like basically 30 at this point?
94, I'm going to turn 30 later in the year, I think. Yeah, and I made $6,442 that year. Now, again, I probably made a couple bucks here and there doing a little side work, swinging a door.
Don't we all know what you are doing?
Man's got to do what I got to do. But the point is it wasn't that much. I didn't make $40,000 on the side. I may have supplemented myself with $5,000 or $6,000 doing a little. Swinging a door for a neighbor or something.
Now, wait a second.
Yes.
So you're still not. So you're coming up on 30 now. You're almost 30 years of age.
I'm almost 30.
And you haven't gotten a sniff of any sort of, getting any scratch for making, for being a funny fella.
Never been compensated for it.
Interesting. Still, go through your whole 20s, you're just swinging a hammer.
But I'm caught in this weird sort of in-between world of having a lot of training doing improvisational comedy, which there's no market for. It's like you talked about yesterday. It's like your cousin who becomes a poetry major or art history major. You graduate, you get a degree, there's nothing to do with it. That's what improv is like. You could be the world's greatest improvisational actor. Whose line is it anyway? It wasn't even on. But there wasn't. And also, look at it this way, too. There wasn't all the shows. You couldn't just go marching off to Comedy Central with an idea. Either you were going to be on a sitcom or you weren't. And if you weren't, then you weren't on TV. It wasn't, I got a good idea for a game show. I'm bringing it over to Bravo or USA or Spike TV. None of this stuff really existed. So all the improv people were just going on auditions for sitcoms. And obviously, I'm not sitcom material. You understand?
That's what you think.
Thank you, buddy.
Now, so wait. So now you're thinking? Are you thinking I'm going to just give up on this nonsense? To what end am I doing with the improv nonsense?
I said your 30th birthday is coming up. I'd actually quit the improv troupe after a number of years and said, I don't know what I'm doing now, but this doesn't seem to be working out. I can't write for a living because I can't write. I can't spell, I can't type. I have good ideas, but what am I going to do? I don't have a secretary to write them down. I can't submit things. So I'm sort of funny, but there's no place to go.
So once I hit 30, you say, I'm done. And it's me and the hammer for the rest of my days.
I was like a guy who was a great athlete who had no sport. Didn't excel at any sport, just a good athlete, and that gets you a job down at the docks. Yes, 30th birthday coming around, and I said, if you make it to 30, I made this announcement when I was 21, 22. If you make it to 30 and you're not doing anything, well, it's time to, get a job at an insurance company or something like that. I was a couple of weeks away from my 30th birthday, and that's when I hooked up with Kimmel. And then heard him talking about a boxing match on the radio. Called up the station and volunteered my services. That was in 94, and then in 95, I go from $6,000 a year in 94 to $36,000 a year in 95.
Look at that.
Right.
Kimmel, your sugar daddy.
Right. Then from 95 to 96, $316,000.
$316,000?
Yes.
You went from just from meeting Kimmel?
Just from meeting Kimmel, I went from 92, 3,000, 93, 3,000, 94, 6,000 to 96, 316,000.
Sweet Jesus.
I know.
Wow.
Yes.
And what were you doing that year then?
Just building a lot of cabinets. Cleaning a ton of carpet. I guess I got started doing Loveline, the TV show, I guess.
That's when it got started.
That's when I would say, yeah. Then 354, then 570 something, then 1.2, and then it just keeps going.
Then it becomes sickening. Now let me ask you this though: go back. This is a fascinating and potentially inspirational yarn for the youngsters.
To verify that if you want,
to inspire me.
Yes.
It's an inspirational yarn. You're within weeks, days of your 30th birthday, the deadline. I give it up.
Right.
No chance of making it in show business. And Carolla, you call in to say, "Hey, I'll train you boxing, Kimmel." He's a radio personality, right?
Yes, he's
your
doing
reaction
sports.
is, "I don't want to work with Kimmel. I want to work with the other guy on the radio who seems like his star is brighter," right?
Yes.
Is that the way it goes?
Yes, it would be the equivalent of you in Brusca and somebody calling in if you two were going to have a boxing match, except for you've been on this show for 5 years and Brusca started 4 weeks ago.
Right.
And we didn't like him. Jimmy was
done and done on the second
Jimmy
part,
Brusca. Jimmy had been there for about 5 weeks. He was the new sports guy, and nobody seemed to like him. The other guy was Michael, the maintenance man, who'd been a fixture on the Kevin and Bean show on K-Rock for 5 or 6 years. So, of course, I wanted the guy who I'd known.
But instead, you get stuck with Kimmel, or so you think.
So I think.
And you become fast friends. You fall very much in love.
That's right.
Oh, that's such a great story.
Yeah, and he was, people act like he was something back then, too. He was much lower down on the ladder than you are, Dave, for instance, because he was just doing sports, but it was just in a local one market, and it wasn't any big deal. It's not like he had an agent or anything. He was just a regular guy.
Right.
So when we started banding together and pitching shows and stuff, was always just like, who are these two J-offs coming in here? The casting agents would say when I walk in. So
instead, though, but he says, listen, this Carolla, he's got it.
Yes.
And nobody cares that much about what Kimmel thinks, but he says, let's give this guy a shot.
Yes.
Do a little bit, and then to the stars you go.
I would love to see Kimmel's social security thing as well.
Yeah, his probably doesn't fare much better, but I don't think he had as many. Certainly didn't have 3 zeros in the after you've left the house working years. But I don't think it was too strong. If you guys come across yours, bring them in. I always get a kick out of them. All right, we will take ourselves a little break. We have Christian, our 13-year-old stand-up comedian.
Jeff Ross is calling in, too, to critique him a little bit.
The great Jeff Ross will
master comedian.
Spend the first 20 minutes explaining to Christian why he should know who Jeff Ross is. And Larry the Cable Guy is coming in. More Limerick Wars. Day 3 or 4. We got Playboy TV's Jessie Jane. Female boxer, lightweight champ, Mia St. John coming in. All that coming up.
Hey, I'm listening to the Adam Carolla Show. Call Adam Carolla right now. 866-901-ADAM.
Yeah. All righty. 866-901-ADAM. That's the phone number. Dave Damashek, Rachel Perry in studio. We're going to talk to Christian, who's our 13-year-old comedian from Fresno. Christian?
Yeah. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing well. I imagine my story was inspiring to you.
Which story? I didn't hear.
All righty.
Oh, Christian.
That's why I got on the radio, by the way, so I can inspire the youth.
All right.
Kids don't listen anymore.
I didn't
That's
hear
what
you.
it is. No, I understand. What were you doing while I was yammering 8 minutes ago?
I don't know.
Preparing his material.
Okay. Going over your act?
Why are you going to be so hard on him right
I'm
now?
sorry to harsh on your Mel.
That's all right.
I understand.
Tough love. He's driving him.
He's had a rough week.
All right. I wouldn't call somebody randomly at 6:20 in the morning and yell at them for not listening to the radio station. But the guy who's on once a week as a resident comedian and who was theoretically on hold or at least standing by over the last 10 minutes ready to come on the radio.
I probably heard you. I just don't know what which one you were talking about. You talked about a bunch of stuff.
Oh, you tune him out
all
too?
Right. Yes. I've realized, I've now learned to accept that. I've realized almost nobody listens to what I say.
But you're the man who may hold the golden ticket for this Christian.
Well, we'll see if I'm as generous as Kimmel was many years ago.
Yes.
I doubt it. Jeff Ross? Let's see if I got Jeff on. Jeff, you there?
I'm here, baby.
Jeff Ross, king of the roast, everybody. This is very early for Jeff Ross, so we appreciate him coming on the air.
I'm just getting to bed.
That's what I'm thinking. Jeff is a very funny stand-up comedian who's you've seen in many different programs, but I would say you're probably most noted for doing the roasts. People know you as the king of the roast.
And getting thrown in the pool at your wedding.
Oh yeah, that's right. That and the roast.
That's right.
Yeah, well, Jimmy actually paid Big Tad, I think, $500 to get in his underpants or get nude and jump in the pool at my wedding.
I didn't know that. That's news to me.
Yeah, I know. You did it for free. Jeff, we want you to work with Christian since you're such a seasoned veteran in the stand-up department and see if you can inspire him and set him on the right path. Now, Christian is a guy who called into the show about a month and a half, 2 months ago, and he told us a couple of jokes, and I said, do observational humor. Don't just tell us jokes. Speak from your own experience.
Priest, rabbi, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, write your own material.
Good advice.
Yeah, and he did a real good job. He started talking to us about the detention and slinkies and all the things that affect a 13-year-old. So, Christian.
Yeah.
Do you know who Jeff Ross is?
Yeah, last week I did look on the internet. Didn't you write the Man Show and wasn't he on like a bunch of the roasts?
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
I wrote all Adam's material on the Man Show.
Everything that comes out of my mouth, even right now, as I see it stream in real time across my computer screen.
Baby.
Yes. Christian, one could argue that you just parroted back what I just said to Jeff Ross about working on the Man Show and being the king of the roast, though.
Well, you're going to have to trust me, Adam.
All right, buddy.
Yeah,
all right.
being reverent to the legends of comedy is part of being a comedian, Christian.
Yes, that's right. Jeff goes to the Friars Club twice a week and kisses Buddy Hackett's ass.
Yes, Buddy Hackett took Jeffrey Ross under his wing some years ago. True?
That's a big wing.
Yes.
And now Jeffrey Ross will go on to his greatest role, mentor to Christian, perhaps.
That's right. Yes, but here that's the thing. There's a lot of poor black kids from the inner city who have single mothers raising them and their 8 kids. They need mentoring. But what about white comedians from Fresno?
Yes,
who mentors them?
Are you looking for tough love, or are you looking for me to be easy on this guy?
I'm looking for realistic. Tough, but not so tough. I don't want you to discourage the lad. Keep in mind, he's only 13.
Ironic, too, by the way, that the very Semitic Jeffrey Ross is going to be counseling a boy named Christian.
Yes. Bar mitzvah age.
Yes.
That's right.
That's the beauty
If
of
his
this.
name was Bernie, he'd already have a leg up.
Beauty of this melting pot we live in.
Christian's a tough name for a comedian.
You, no nepotism, I'm guessing, Christian. Your family doesn't work in the business in any way?
Oh, no.
What's your father do?
Well, my stepdad's a mechanic, and my dad, he works on the train.
He works on the train.
Yeah, he's an engineer, I think.
Wow, Engineer Joe.
You should sing country music instead of stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
What's his dad's name?
It's true. What is your dad's name?
His name is Joe.
No, it's not.
No, it is not.
Is he working all the doodah day?
He's. I'm not sure if we're allowed to say "do" on radio. Is Christian? His name is not Joe.
Well, it's short for Jihad.
All right, now he's screwing around. All right, Christian, are you ready to do your act? And by the way, maybe you should tell us what the topic is before.
This one's on silent letters.
Silent letters.
Yeah, like how pencil has the C, but it's spelled with an S.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's hear it.
Always funny.
Always funny. Yeah. And by the way, Jeff was prepared to accuse you of ripping off his material, but he's going to give you a pass on this one. Go ahead, Christian.
All right. I remember a long time ago in first, maybe second grade, we began learning about words that sound differently than they're spelled. How the has the TH sound and cho has the SH sound. But I remember I was mad when I learned them, because God forbid they add a couple letters to the alphabet that sound like that. Mm-hmm. But I think they did it on purpose. A little kid tries to spell pencil, and they have to make it difficult for him. I don't care what the dictionary says, there is an S in pencil. But the silent J bothers me more, because when you spell Jose, we have H. We don't need J. Mm-hmm. From now on, Jose is spelled with H-O-S-A-Y. That's how I spell Jose. But it's not just the silent letters. It's just words in general that we could go without. Did you know that flossy-nosy-hilipilification means useless? Who's going to use that in place of useless? I'm actually surprised I found the definition. I had to go online to get it. I looked in my dictionary and it said the act of flossy-nosy-hilipilificating. Here's a consumer tip. Here's a consumer tip for anyone who's thinking about writing a dictionary someday. Please leave out the words that you don't know. Because when you define a word that you yourself don't understand, that's just flossy-nosy-hilipilification right there.
That was good. That was best delivery ever, I think.
I don't know. I found it. I think his pace was almost a little too quick on it. I think he kind of pushed through it a little bit. Jeff Ross, how say you?
Was that like a learning English tape you just played?
Yes, it was a Berlitz tape you popped in.
Well, start the comedy show. I'm ready.
All right, come on now. Be kind. Be kind.
Christian, I'm only...
Hold on. Let me just say this, Jeff.
What?
This kid looks up to you, even though he didn't know who the F you were 15 minutes ago. He now looks up to you after he IMDb'd you 8 minutes ago.
Of course he looks up to me.
That's right. He looks up to you, Jeff, so don't break his heart.
You heard of Stephen right? That was Stephen wrong. I counted 3 grammatical errors in one joke alone. The delivery was stiffer than Adam's. I don't know.
All right. It's 6:30 in the morning.
Christian, I was really impressed.
Oh, really?
Jeff, are you high right now? Be honest.
I'm still drunk from last night.
All right.
The thing about it is, Christian, you need like a backup joke. Like you came out with your best stuff. It was really good. It seemed like Adam really enjoyed it, and I was definitely intrigued. But like, what do you got? Like, what happens if the crowd, if you're just killing and you need one more joke? Like, it seems a little bit rehearsed. So, say hypothetically, I was to invite you to open for me somewhere, like, and the crowd really loved you. What would you come back with right now? Would you have one last tidbit that you would leave us with?
I do have a joke, but I haven't practiced it. But I do have a couple jokes. I have actually. Sometimes I come up with 2 jokes a week, and I just pick which one I like. So
do the 15 minutes you have on the spelling of the word antique.
That's my joke.
Sorry.
Well, hey Christian, go with the material about the 3 bears. That's your gold right there.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm saying, like, if you got called out for an encore, or if, say, the headliner was a little late, Christian, you might have to stretch.
Yes.
You need to be able to be loose on your feet. That's what I'm kind of look for right now.
Let's just say, and again, no stereotyping here, but let's say Jeff Ross, who was coming on after you, threw his back out spreading cream cheese on a bagel.
That has happened.
Listen, I was with you when you threw your back out getting a massage. Jeff's the only guy who throws his back off climbing off the massage table.
That's true, but I was already pretty hurt.
All right.
How about the time I almost drowned?
Yeah, you almost drowned on my bachelor party. The captain of the houseboat called him a hero. We're trying to save his Rolex. Well, it's unclear whether the captain actually labeled Jeff Ross a hero. That was through Jeff Ross. Jeff Ross informed the rest of the bachelor party that the captain labeled him a hero.
I saved the $6,000 watch from from certain death.
Well, it was heading to Davy Jones' locker. Only a hero like Jeff Ross would get his own watch back.
I think Chris Christopherson was going to write a song about that watch.
That's right. That's Gordon Lightfoot.
Christian, you getting all this?
Yeah.
All right, give us the bear, the 3 bear, and the Goldilocks one.
All right. 1 second. I had it on the bullet, so it should be on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
Computer, Christian.
No,
I'm
from
trying
the
to
heart.
say you got to be loose on your feet. You don't have to remember it verbatim. Just kind of riff it.
That's
What's
right.
the gist of it?
That's what we were talking. That's what I told him.
That's what I'm going for here.
Yes.
I'm giving you another shot to sort of roll with it as opposed to be rehearsed.
Yeah. Let me jump in 1 second, Christian. If you watch American Idol, half the time the kids sing the songs, and then the judges say, yeah, you sung the song. We know the words of the song. We want you to own it.
Right.
Make it your own. We could see that on any karaoke night. Make it your own. Feel it. Own it. Here we go, Christian. Own it, buddy.
All right, so just do it kind of off memory?
That's right.
Imagine if I was getting heckled at the Improv or something, and I had to whip out my laptop to retort.
All right, here we go. I remember I was at my cousin's house. He was about 5 years old, and his mom was reading a fairy tale. And I asked her why she read those fairy tales, and she said, well, I wanted a good influence to rub off on them. Mm-hmm. And I said, it's not the influence that bothers me, it's their intelligence. What kind of a person would walk into a bear's hut, steal their food, use their furniture, and then sleep there? But Jack and the Beanstalk, I don't have a problem with Jack and the Beanstalk, because not parents don't really talk about their kids about the evils of everyday magical beans all the time. But what really bothers me is Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
Grandma doesn't have a plastic surgeon, and things don't just grow.
Yeah. Last time he used the C word, and it was really funny. When he's talking about Red Riding Hood.
Right.
Come on, Jeff. Can't you muster a fake laugh?
I'm just trying to understand what's happening with this kid. He's reading jokes at 7-year-old with a bedtime story.
Well, this is interesting. Yeah,
Christian, you got to go from what you know. Like, make fun of your family and
I like this stuff about the bumper stickers.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're running out of time here. Christian.
Yeah.
You have a great voice for comedy. You sound like a comedian. You have good energy, and your passion for it is clearly there. I think the trick here, Adam, is for he needs to perform in front of a live audience and really sort of break his cherry.
Yes, I agree.
Jeffrey Ross, can you make this happen for him?
I'm going to make this happen for you guys. I'm going to call the Improv today, and I'm going to find a date for Christian and I to go on together.
That'd be awesome. Thank you very much.
Is that cool with you, Christian?
That's awesome. Any day, any time. Sure.
Does your laptop have a battery?
Huh?
To make it all the way to the Improv with your laptop?
Jeff normally performs on Sunday nights between 5 and 7. He works under the name number 19. No open mics for Jeff Ross. He's left that long ago. He'll so Jeff, you will work something out, and Christian will do let's say, I don't know what, 7-8 minutes opening up for you.
Well, Christian and I will talk before. Mm-hmm. We'll prepare his material. We'll do what he's comfortable with.
Right.
And we'll make it, something really special.
And we'll bill it as Christian and the Jew.
Yes.
I like
that's
that.
good.
I like that. Christian and the Jew. That's catchy.
All right. And Jeff, just promise me you won't get the kid hooked on the weed.
No, well, I can't make any promises like that.
All right. The great Jeff Ross, everybody. Mentor, friend, comedian, king of the roast. Jeff Ross.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Jeff. Christian?
Yeah.
So really, when we hang up, you IMDb Jeff Ross, and you find out just how thrilled you should be to work under his tutelage. Okay.
Oh yeah, I will.
Okay. All right. Now, look, let me say this. It was a little bit shaky today.
A lot of pressure.
Even the great ones have bad outings every once in a while. That's the way it goes.
Well,
but you have to shake it off and you move forward. Yes?
By the way, Christian's puppy died earlier this week.
He's had
really?
Yeah.
What? You didn't know that?
He had a rough week.
I didn't hear his puppy died.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, we had to put him to sleep. He had
Couldn't
he was
stop
bleeding
chewing?
internally.
He what? Bleeding internally?
Yeah.
Oh, internally, I should say. Although eternal bleeding would be worse. Wow, what? They couldn't fix that?
Well, he had cancer.
No.
And, they could have gave him surgery, but they weren't sure if he was going to
Listen,
last.
save this stuff for the improv.
Right. Use it.
This is good stuff.
Let it light a fire.
I'm sorry, Christian. What kind of pup was it?
It was a German Shepherd.
Oh, I had a German Shepherd that died at 6 months, too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, very sad. All right.
But he made no excuses, and he still did a nice job, Christian.
Well, thanks for giving me a day, too, you guys.
Yeah, look, it's I got to be honest. It wasn't your best day, but that's all right. That's how you know. That's how you separate the good days from the bad days.
Well, yeah.
Got to be a few 6s in there, otherwise there are no 9s and 10s. But that's all right. You get back and we get you on stage. Jeff Ross will see you through.
Well, yeah, that's good news. Thank
all right.
you guys.
All right, Christian. We'll see you at the Improv soon. That's nice of Jeff Ross. All right. Larry the Cable Guy is here. Yes? It was on Kimmel last night. Man's everywhere. We'll do news. We'll do sports. We'll do Larry the Cable Guy. We got our Limerick Wars still continuing. Also, Jessie Jane from Playboy TV, female Foxy boxer, lightweight champ Mia St. John. I think she's like 41 and something. Not much. She's doing great. All that coming up.
Adam.
866-901-ADAM. Larry the Cable Guy in studio. Good to see you, Larry.
You too, Adam. Thanks for having me in, bud. Get her done. All right.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
I ain't been this excited since I found a quarter in my poop. That was when I was 32. All right.
Larry got a new movie coming out, Larry the Cable Guy, Health Inspector, which is out tomorrow nationwide. Been seeing spots for it, seeing Larry all over the place. Kimmel on The Tonight Show. Raised on a pig farm in Pawnee City, Nebraska.
That's right, a town of 1,200.
Really?
The town whore was a virgin. That's how small it was.
Wow.
That is a tiny town, Adam.
Yeah. Did you work? Did your dad own a pig farm? Did
you know what? No.
Family?
Here's the deal. My dad played with the Everly Brothers when he was 18 years old. They were called the Blue Valley Boys.
Wow.
And then he went to Korea and got saved in a foxhole. Came back, wanted to be a preacher, and he did pretty much everything. We lived on a farm in the middle of right on the outskirts of town, which is in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. But he was a guidance counselor on the weekdays. He had his own band called the Memphis Beats. He played on the weekends, and then he somebody else farmed all the crops, but he had cattle and horses, and then I was the one that went and got involved in the pig business. So my dad did pretty much everything. So.
And where and by the way, after working in the pig business, do you like bacon more, or can you not stand the sight of it? I mean, for me, it would either ruin it, or I'd probably have an even deeper love affair with bacon.
You know what? I didn't think much about it. I had a deep love affair with bacon.
Oh, really?
I used to have, well, you know, some of the pigs you'd make friends with, you know, and you'd name them. I learned early on, don't name them because you'll end up eating them.
You don't want to belch up Linda.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre, exactly. Yeah. So we never.
Yeah, I know.
That.
This is why I argue with the Mexicans. You know, if you ever go by the Mexican butcher shop, they have Mrs. Cow with lipstick and eyeglasses on, holding an axe, and he's chasing Mr. Pig, who's wearing a 3-piece suit, and it's like, I don't want to look at these animals as beings. I shouldn't even know they breathe.
Yeah, no, you should never name a critter you fitting to eat. You should never do that.
You know, it'd be nice. Be nice if they started breeding these animals without eyes. You know what I mean? Just so we don't. Well, first off, we don't eat them, so that's just garbage. Number one, and number two, I don't need them looking at me. Ever see a cow just give you a good look?
Yeah. Well, let's
you don't want to eat it.
Breed them without a face. Isn't that most vegetarians?
I think they need to eat and breathe. That's the thing. But
let's just give them a feed hole.
All right.
That sounds good. Let's give him a veto.
Well, now you're thinking, Rachel Perry.
Thank you.
You know, I asked my butcher one time, I asked him why they call rump roast, and he said nobody'd eat it if they named it cow hash. Like, that's a good point right there.
Larry's got the movie coming out tomorrow.
Health Inspector. Hilarious movie.
Yeah, now you're Larry the Cable Guy. Would think that your movie would be you working on cable, but it's you inspecting, as we were talking about restaurants earlier, right?
Yeah, that's the weird thing about the movie. I'm not really a health inspector, nor am I really a cable guy. So.
How did you get the name Larry the Cable Guy?
You know what? As kind of like as you and Jimmy did, doing radio characters early on. I started doing stand-up in 85, and in 91, I used to do a cable installer in my act.
Right.
And so I had a buddy of mine had a morning show and said, man, we need some characters. You got to call up and do your cable guy deal. So I actually just called up and pretended I was a cable guy. I didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was a fun thing to do. I'd call up and do a cable guy. He'd let me work weekends at his comedy club. He just gave me work, you know.
And the part that's interesting about it is this close to doing the pedophile. Could have been Larry the pedophile starring in this new movie, Larry the pedophile and health inspector.
I tried that character out. There's a bunch of them, Vagina Man. I had all kinds of stuff I was doing. But, no, that's basically how it worked. It just kind of caught on. Next thing I know, I'm on about 27 stations across the country doing Larry the Cable Guy. I took my middle name because nobody really used their real name.
Your middle name. Yeah, what is? Can you tell us your full name, your real name?
My name's Dan. First name's Dan. Middle name's Larry. I never give out my last name. People can find it on the internet if they want, but you get weird stalkers and stuff.
Yeah.
I let them work at it.
Well, what an inspirational tale this is. You have Adam Carolla swinging the hammer on one side. You have Larry the Cable Guy working on a pig farm, now wildly stinking filthy rich, the both of them. Wild successes. Inspirational tale for all the kids in college, yes?
Inspirational, yes. We should go around the country and give speeches is what we ought to do. Yeah, that's right.
And the good news is we're both keeping it real.
That much is clear.
Yes.
Larry has a spit.
Larry,
yes. Chawing
he brings a spittoon with him.
Well, a lot of you have coffee. This is what I do. I'm not a big coffee fan.
But let me ask you this. I know a lot of guys who chew, and they always spit into a little Evian bottle or Sparklets bottle or throwaway cup or something like that. Can't they make a depository that is just dedicated to guys who chew? You know what I mean? Why do you have to spit in the Coke can? Why do you have to spit in Grandpa's urn? Why do you have to spit in a shoe? You have to spit in a hat. How about just making a cup that guys spit in? They sell them at the hunting store.
Hey, I've written the president about 50 times about this issue.
Nothing.
No. I never get any response.
I really mean it because, first off, there is no... listen, I don't care how many times you've been raped. There is no rape like sipping into a cup that is formerly someone's spit cup.
That's the worst.
You think you got a little flat Diet Pepsi in there or some coffee you're going to take a swig out of. It turns out it's Larry the Cable Guy's spit trough you're sucking out of. But that's bound to happen when you're spitting into a Coke can, when you're spitting into a bottle, when you're spitting into a cup.
That's why I do clear, so people can always see what it is. And then I started spitting in the Evian bottle, and everybody thought I was getting uppity, so I quit doing that.
That's right.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Other pig farmers giving you the stink eye, seeing you in your half-filled Evian bottle. Well, la-dee-da.
Yeah, they're getting all offended. You making some money now, ain't you, boy?
I guess a ceramic jug ain't good enough for you no more, boy.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
All right.
Yeah.
Larry the Cable Guy here. Tad is beside himself. Look at him. Shining like a new dime over there.
Yeah.
Beaming.
He said he was a big fan. I was all excited.
Oh, still is. Listen, anything he likes, he's a big fan of, as you can tell by the 300-pound girth. We need to take a break. We're going to play a little ass kiss rodeo. Big Tad is going to kiss the ass of Larry the Cable Guy as best he can. Now, promise me you won't cry halfway into it, Tad.
I'll try not to.
All right. We'll be back with Larry the Cable Guy.
Be careful,
after
I have
this.
biscuits.
Hey, it's the Adam Carolla Show. Call Adam Carolla now. 866-901-80AM.
866-901-ADAM. Larry the Cable Guy in studio.
That's right. Hey, did you hear about them, about them Nebraska people won the Powerball, 10 guys won the Powerball?
Yeah, the meat plant workers.
The 300 and something million.
That was a real coincidence because at the same time those 10 guys won the Powerball, a friend of mine's sister was getting Powerballed by 10 guys. it was unbelievable.
Only 9 of the guys were Powerballing the sister, by the way, not all 10. Larry the Cable Guy in studio. Larry the Cable Guy, health inspector, out tomorrow. Big Tad, a huge fan of Larry the Cable Guy.
Yes, I am.
We're all fans of Larry the Cable Guy, but
not
Tad,
like me.
Yes, you feel the... Let me just say this. You feel the way about Larry the Cable Guy as I felt about Leif Garrett in 1977.
Oh, good Lord, are you serious?
Yes, there is more than just a emotional attraction.
I better keep my britches snapped.
Yeah, do not be surprised if he tries to confiscate your spit bucket and use it for some form of lube later on tonight.
Hey, don't get me started.
Yes.
I'll sign it over to you.
Sweet.
All right. So,
you
Tad,
would keep that, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would, actually.
We play a little game on this show called Ass Kiss Rodeo now. The way it works is like any good rodeo. You are the bronc. You are the bull. You try to buck Big Tad off. He is going to attempt to kiss your ass. You throw out a few topics, and all he does is agree. That's all he can do. And again, slather a little saliva on the buttocks. Yes, Tad?
Yes, sir.
Look at him smiling.
You ready to go? Should we give you an example, perhaps? Maybe we'll do a little example. Dave, you want to do one with?
It's I will kiss your ass.
Yeah, do one with me, just so Larry and Chad get the tempo over here. I love the Los Angeles Dodgers.
I love the Dodgers because you love the Dodgers, but the thing I would most like to see is you in an L.A. Dodgers uniform out in right field.
I hate the Dodgers.
Me too. I hate those Dodgers. I would like to see, because they never signed you, they're obviously not a worthwhile organization. And in fact, all of Major League Baseball missing the boat without having Adam Carolla in the league.
That's how we play it.
I was a little shaky. You threw me off my guard. I wasn't ready to go.
I understand.
But you see the nature of it.
Yeah, so I'm trying to throw him off.
That's correct. Right. You throw him off, Tad. You try to stay on. Little celebrity and Big Tad. Ass Kiss Rodeo.
It's Ass Kiss Rodeo.
I'll tell you what, I love grilled cheese sandwiches and tomato soup, boy.
Grilled cheese sandwiches are the best, and also tomato soup is the best, especially when it's in your mouth.
Boy, I tell you what, though, I cannot stand tomato soup or grilled cheese sandwiches, to be honest with you.
Nobody should be eating and drinking tomato soup or grilled cheese sandwiches because they blow.
I hear you. Oh, I tell you what, though, IndyCar racing is one of my favorite sports I've ever seen.
IndyCar is one of the greatest.
I'm sorry, Big Cat.
You know what happened? He threw me off. Did you say IndyCar? IndyCar. Okay. I had NASCAR in the brain already.
Yes. He hears.
Damn. I was fitting to swap it to NASCAR.
He hears NAS before everything, by the way. NAS mom, NAS grandpa, NAS dog,
Good
NAS
Lord.
cop. It's all NAS.
Tad had every advantage. You started him off with a softball talking about food. Agreeing about liking food was such an easy one.
He probably would have been talking about grilled cheese anyway at this hour.
Probably.
Yeah, so that was an easy one.
The second one, I got him pretty quick, though.
Yeah.
I tossed him pretty quick. Not only that, I turned around and put a horn up your hind end, too, boy.
Yeah, that was
that kind of hurt, too.
That would say anal goring. Yes. Anal goring was my porn name, by the way. Hungarian porn star. Anal goring. How horrible that is.
Can I find those on the internet?
Yeah, IMDb anal goring.
I think I've been on that side.
Anal goring to the set. He needs a fluff, ladies. All right.
I tried. I accidentally seen my parents having sex the other day.
Uh-oh.
And,
oh, no.
The last time I go on that website. I feel bad I threw you so quick. I'm glad you're a fan, though.
Well, you want to try one more round, Tad? Are you up to it?
Tad's beat red.
Yeah, let's try it.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Larry, you ready?
That's ketchup.
Let's try another. Let's try another round, shall we?
You're ready.
It's Ass Kiss Rodeo.
I tell you what I like. I love that Video pornography, boy, it is something else.
Video pornography is the greatest invention out there, and it would really be really good if you were in it.
Tell you what.
See that ass of yours.
He just threw me off.
Where's anal goring when you need him?
Well, I'm not surprised. If anyone was ever going to kill the bull beneath him, it was going to be a 350-pound Tad.
Big Tad crushed the bull.
Good Lord.
Wow, we've never had that happen in the history.
I'm feeling sick.
That's right. Here's a man who dips in his sleep, and you've made him sick. You understand? Yeah. All right, Tad, that was wonderful. Now leave, please. Okay. All right. Larry the Cable Guy in studio. God love you. We're going to do one more break with Larry, I do believe. And it seems like Steve is on the blower, wants to play some Germany or Florida. Another game we can explain to Larry the Cable Guy. New movie, Larry the Cable Guy, Health Inspector, out tomorrow nationwide. We'll play a little Germany or Florida with him after this.
You're listening to the Adam Carolla Show. Call Adam now at 866-901-ADAM.
Yes, you should. Larry the Cable Guy in studio. Larry the Cable Guy, Health Inspector.
Get it done.
Going to be out tomorrow nationwide. Larry's been generous enough to hang out with us for just one more break. He's going to sit in while we do the news, while we do the sports. If you have thoughts, you have jokes, keep them to yourself, Larry. We'd like to get through this. You go ahead and chime in. And again, my idea for the mobile spittoon, done in American flag on one side, Sierra Club, take a hike to hell on the other. Sold at sporting goods stores. That's yours, baby.
You know what? I'm on it. I've already made a couple calls, and I'm definitely on it.
Oh, wait a minute. Better. Spittoon shaped like the head of world leaders we hate. You know what I mean? Because that's the whole thing. When you're from one of the red states, you want to have fluid come out of your body onto or into the head of Saddam Hussein, or, maybe it's Bin Laden or something like that.
Sweet. That's you know what? I'm on. I'm going to get right on it.
Thank you. Larry the Cable Guy hanging in, and now it is time for the beautiful Rachel Perry and her news.
There's unrest in the Middle East, and Limerick wars persist in the West.
Wow.
There's going to be some heavy rhyme fire happening later on today. And U.S. and Iraqi forces freed 1 British and 2 Canadian hostages in Iraq who were being held by the Brigades of the Swords of Righteousness.
Yeah.
I love the names of these groups, even though I hate them.
I want you to know that when the Limerick Wars come up, I've already taken a guy from Nantucket hostage.
What do you?
You got to do the math on that.
Nice forethought. Thank you. Good planning ahead.
I didn't want any of you guys using him.
I wish I thought of that.
Yes. Go ahead. I know these names are. It seem like they're conceived by 9-year-olds from the West Valley. These names of these brigades from these Middle Eastern countries. The swift, bloody swords of Allahs or something. Can't you call yourself the Coyotes? Or the Running Rebels or something. You get a good college basketball name. I would just rip off names. And not only do you have killing camera crews on your list, but you also have copyright infringement. You know what I mean? You call yourself the Blue Devils.
Yeah, and then they fight with the mascot running next to them.
Yes, you get a mascot.
You got a couple cheerleaders doing flips when the battle starts.
You come out. They have a big paper picture of Allah, and you burst through it when you hit the streets of Kabul.
I hear you.
Smoke pods going off. Every time you kill a journalist, the guy hops on the donkey and does a lap around the town. Yes.
A fight song. That's what they need, right?
That's right. All right.
And then you got the announcer up there that does all the college games. What's his name? Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Keith Jackson.
Yeah, Keith Jackson could do the whole thing.
Whoa! Oh, doctor, he cut the head off the infidel. How do you do?
Holy cow.
It don't take a whole lot of brains to find out we got to wet these guys out of their spider holes and cut their heads off. Yeah.
Hey, did you hear about this guy that left his young son in a car while he went into a strip club?
Well, I cracked the window, for Christ's sake.
Told the kid that if he left the car, that monsters were going to get him.
Yeah, and?
If they started doing what I told them to do a long time ago, which is put the lap dances on the drive-through side of the strip club, this would have solved itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have banks. You can do this. They have fast food. You can do this. How about a drive-through strip club? You get yourself a lap dance right from your own car.
I think it's a great idea. You know what? There was this strip club got busted down by where I live for prostitution, and I'm thinking to myself, what night was that on?
Yeah.
You know, every time I go in there, nothing happens.
Right. Yeah, you got the 5-foot international water rule when you go in there.
You can kind of hardly blame the guy for it, though. I mean, really, it's not like. I mean, of course, the kid would want to go in there. When you hear an ad like this happening, you can't really blame the guy.
No, and I can see who.
Get a break from the kids? Come on down to Cloud 9, Tulsa's hottest gentlemen's club, featuring Oklahoma's hottest blondes, brunettes,
and balloon animals from Bonkers the Clown.
11 to 1 is the free buffet.
And from 1 to 3 is show and tell.
Cloud 9, available for bachelor parties
and birthday parties.
Sounds like a great place.
Yeah. I want to go there. Yeah, it's good for pedophiles, too, really.
Yeah,
Think about it. Everything under one roof. One-stop shopping. Yes, I know. It does. It makes you angry as a guy who goes to strip clubs who doesn't get the lap dance that you think you pay for.
It's not even Christian.
Yeah, I agree.
But I can see leaving the kids in the car to Hooters, but maybe not a strip club.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand, yeah.
You know, I went to that Hooters casino in Vegas. And they actually have slut machines. only they don't work very good because none of them have cherries.
All right, that's enough. You're making a mockery of the news.
A guy.
My likening the Shiite freedom fighters to basketball teams from the tournament, that was thought-provoking, highbrow humor. This is a new low.
You know, Iran's trying to get nuclear weapons, right?
Yeah.
I can't think of anything worse than Iran with nuclear weapons.
No.
Except maybe a retard with a harmonica.
Yeah. That's true. Talk about devastation. People jumping from buildings. All right. Where are we, Rachel?
There was a guy who got fired from a radio station yesterday for accidentally using a racial slur. Totally accidentally, using a racial slur to talk about Condoleezza Rice. And I'm going to play it for you and see. I'm not going to tell you what he said, but see if you can figure it out.
All right.
She's got just the patent resume of somebody that's got some serious skill. She loves football. She's African American, which would kind of be a big... Oh, my God. I am totally sorry for that, okay? I didn't mean that. That was just a slip of the tongue. She's definitely got all the attributes to be commissioner. I'm really sorry about that, all right?
He was talking about how it would be a coup for the NFL to get Condoleezza Rice.
Mm-hmm. But he added an N at the back of coup.
Yeah.
Oh. And do we think that was just a slip, or did he mean it?
He says he was totally. I mean, this is the sort of thing. I mean, this you know how I do the news. I make accidents with what I say all the time. I mean, I'm lucky that I didn't get fired for this last week. Mm-hmm. So President Bush selected Idaho Governor Dirk Kempthorne as the new Secretary of the Interior today. Kempthorne's a former senator, douchebag, rapist, child molester, head homo, chronic masturbator. Oh my God!
Yeah,
I
remember that.
I'm totally sorry. I didn't mean that. It was just a slip of the tongue. You know what? We should just move on. I mean, that was.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and it's not like I say these things on purpose.
No.
It's, things like that just come out of your mouth and you don't even know.
Yeah.
It was uncomfortable for me, and I really appreciate you guys not firing me for it.
Well, here's the day's young, by the way, but here's let me say this. When you apologize, always just do it once. By the third or fourth time, I don't believe you. Do you know what I mean? Like if someone says, "Oh, no, your hair looks good. It's good. It looks good. It looks real good." By the fifth good, you're thinking maybe it doesn't look so good. Just give the one. That's it's for everything. That's how we believe you.
Well, it don't even make sense what he said the N-word, right?
No, he said he said.
Oh. I guess you can't. You see the light every time. Hold on. Let me just say this. You do the syllable math here. I'll say a larger word. Raccoon. All right, now lop off the first syllable.
He was trying to say it was a coup. It was a very big coup, and awful thing to say. I
think he slipped up.
I think he slipped up as well, but they fired him immediately.
Okay.
Anyway,
and by the way, when it comes to racial slurs, aren't we allowed to repeat what the other guy said? Do you know what I'm saying? I mean,
if somebody if we were talking that somebody called someone a MF-er,
yes.
You can't say, oh, well, he called her an...
Right.
But you can say what you just did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you couldn't say...
No, I know what you're saying, but I mean, this is sort of part swear word, but also part put down or threat or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? What I mean is if... We'll go back to Iraq here for a second. If a guy took hostages, said they threatened to cut the heads off these people and throw the heads kick the heads down the street like a soccer ball, we would be able to report what they said without being guilty of the crime. Do you know what I mean? I can report what a racist said without being racist. I'm not a racist. I'm explaining what they said.
But if the word itself is going to be offensive to people, you...
Well, maybe it is. We just saw the light again. All right.
I don't know. Maybe people can call in and tell us if it's offensive.
You can say coonskin cap.
That's true.
You can say that.
That certainly can.
You get around it. You get around it.
That's right.
Anyway, and on American Idol last night... Interestingly, you and I, Adam, were almost right.
Mm-hmm.
Because you thought Bucky Covington was going home. I thought that Lisa was going home. They were both in the bottom three, but unfortunately, this is what ended up happening.
Nothing?
Nothing.
All right.
Yeah, it was a weird twist for Seacrest.
You voted. Kevin, Bucky, both of you, thank you for everything you've done so far. Bucky, I'm sorry that you've had to stand here. You are safe. Kevin leaves us tonight on American Idol.
Yeah, I felt bad for him.
Little Chicken Little.
He's 16. He'll land on his feet.
Chicken Little got eliminated?
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I don't really get in there. I saw the first couple weeks of American Idol. I thought I was watching the Special Olympics, for God's sake.
Yeah.
After the third singer, I had my checkbook out.
It is sad. You're going to cut a check to Jerry's kids, huh?
I was fitting to.
What were you doing at 16, Larry the Cable Guy?
At 16?
Shoveling pig ass somewhere?
Yeah, I was shoveling pig crap somewhere in Nebraska.
Right. Yeah, that's why I don't feel sorry for these guys, because every time they talk about having their dreams shattered at age 16, I think, where was Larry the Cable Guy? And then it's all right again.
I was cleaning hog pens at 16.
That's right.
I had no future.
That's right. All right.
Well, that's it. I'm Rachel Perry, and that is the news for now.
It's time for Dave Damashek's number one sports. Number one sports. Do it, Dave.
NCAA March Nonsense, or whatever it's called, resumes tonight. Bradley, Memphis, Duke and LSU, West Virginia and Texas, and the big one out here about 7:00. This evening, second seed UCLA goes up against 3 seed Gonzaga and their star, Adam Morrison, with that goofy mustache that he wears. Only a dozen or so games left in the NBA regular season. Important for those teams fighting it out for the last couple of playoff spots. Lakers won a big one last night. Kobe and company beat Sacramento here in L.A., so they're now a game up on the Kings. They're in the 7th seed.
How are my Al-Qaeda Gamecocks doing this year, by the way?
Way down.
I'll tell you, they'd be much more endearing if they just picked up a good college hoop name.
The great story is that Dante Culpepper, he formerly of the Minnesota Vikings, rode the sex boat, as you'll recall, last fall. The big story, the Vikings, he and his teammates, strippers, bacchanal going on, who knows what.
Yes.
Dancers here and there, naked, doing this and that to the fellas. Dante Culpepper, on the stand, he testified yesterday that he was not touched by any of the strippers, nor did he touch any of them. He was too busy throwing dice.
Oh, really?
He was gambling. He was throwing the bones with the fellas.
Smart.
Which is interesting. I think, could you have a better ad if you're the craps industry?
No.
Yeah, No, he didn't want to mess with the girls. He was too busy playing our sport. This is the greatest. This is the greatest selling thing you could possibly have.
And by the way, why is it a crime for a bunch of guys from the NFL to get on a houseboat with some strippers and have a little party? I mean, was there rape involved? Is that what the claim is? I mean, getting the lap dance.
People were offended. The captain and company were offended by what they were saying. They did not sign on for this.
I hear the parrot is still in therapy. that visually difficult to watch.
Somebody needs to tell the Minnesota Vikings they're not actually Vikings.
Yeah. I think if they took a look in the mirror, they could probably do the math. The 4-foot afro would probably be one of the first indicators. But
I don't see the Chicago Bears raiding picnic baskets.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's picnic baskets. But yes, I know what you're saying.
I don't see the Bengals attacking Siegfried and Roy.
Well, here's the thing. So we've been talking. So while Dante Culpepper's doing his brand of gambling, I brought up yesterday the idea that the FDA has now found a drug that treats Parkinson's disease, and their studies have yielded that it causes gambling addiction. I was talking about the guy who I met in Vegas, who I was throwing the bones with a couple weeks ago when we were out there. Turns out he called the show after the fact. He heard me talking about him on the show. Turns out this guy, he loves dice, he loves cards and everything, but his real passion apparently is the sports book. He loves it. I figured, well, let's get him on the line.
Is this Leslie here?
Yeah, I think let's talk to him right now.
Hey, Adam.
Oh, there you still see.
Spoke to Dave at the sports book at the
Should we call you Leslie or Les? How do you want...
My real friends call me Lucky.
Wow.
Wow. All right, well, how about we just get right to it? Do you have, the game start up tonight as we talked about? Any upset picks? Who's your Cinderella?
George Mason seems like a team of destiny. They're wearing the glass slipper.
All right. Who would you say is your lock of the week? Who's your favorite here?
I gotta go with Duke.
So you feel good about the Blue Devils, then?
I'm a huge fan of Coach Mike Krzyzewski.
Oh, you got to that one, yeah.
Seemed to sort of...
I thought that was throwing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes and it goes.
All right. This sounds like you're having a little...
Speaking of going,
I don't want to...
Maybe we should wrap this one up.
I don't want to embarrass you or anything. How about this? Maybe you could just tap your answers out, 1 for yes and 2 for no.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Now, do you think, do you think Bradley can pull off the upset over Memphis tonight? I don't know if that was a yes or a no. I can't tell.
I think that's a no.
I think that's a no.
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to let you go, Lucky. But if that's all right, I'd like to talk to you. Maybe next week we could figure out what's going on with the Final Four. Is that all right? I think that. I'm going to take that as a yes.
Yeah,
all right. Thanks for calling in, Lucky.
Thanks, Lucky.
Dave Damashek's #1 Sports.
I want to thank Larry the Cable Guy for coming in studio.
Yeah, thanks for having me in, y'all. Appreciate it. Go see that movie now, Health Inspector, starting Friday.
Larry the Cable Guy. Come on, everybody. He's one of us. He's a blue-collar guy. He's not one of these hoity-toity sons of Hollywood moguls or anything like this. He comes from a pig farm, for the love of Christ.
That is correct.
You understand? Don't send him back. Let's have a big box office. Larry, the Cable Guy, Health Inspector, out tomorrow. Now, also, when we come back, we will continue with our Limerick Wars. I pulled a name out of our sack. I have Dave.
Oh.
Dave Damashek. We all have the commercial break to write horrible limericks about Dave Damashek. Larry, thank you. Good luck.
Yeah, Adam, thanks for having me in, bud. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
We'll see you soon, and I'll tell you what I want you to do. I want you to put a couple of holes in the top of your spittoon bottle and anoint Big Tad with your spittle like some kind of pope from Nebraska.
Hey, I'm going to come in with a whole bunch of newly developed spit cups on your advice with all different foreign leaders on them.
Thank you.
My first one will be a Kim Jong-il dip cup.
Thank you. Nice job. Good luck with the glasses. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back after this. Well, we decided to do some limericks, and and as a tribute to St. Paddy's Day last Friday. And we had a good time with it, so we decided to keep it going. We take everyone's name.
They got mean. The limericks got mean-spirited about
they turned ugly. Yes, we took all the names of everyone involved with the show, put it in a satchel. I picked them out randomly, and then we had the commercial break to come up with mean-spirited limericks. This time, we pulled Dave Damashek's name out. If you want to call in with your own, by all means do. Again, Dave Damashek is going to be in your crosshairs, your limerick crosshairs. So let's see. I'll try to pick who went first last time, who went last time.
Well, Brian won yesterday.
Yeah, Brian did a great job. Phone screener Brian. Bruska.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Why don't you go first?
Okay.
This ought to be rich.
There once was this two-face named Dave. If a fight breaks out, he's far from brave. He has a smelly toe, makes love to Mo, and he's so far up Adam's ass, he does the sports full of poop.
Oh, my God. First of all, it didn't rhyme. That's the joke. Why is that the joke? The joke is it's supposed to rhyme.
I got a nice laugh out of Rachel.
Yes. Yes. Listen.
I got a chuckle out of Adam, too.
Being unfunny is the joke. According to Bruska.
Come on, you chuckle.
I did. That was good.
Let me go next so I can screen some calls, and also because I want to follow that.
All right.
Good insight.
All right, hold on. Let me write down Bruska's name and then promptly draw 0.
So how long does it take to write a 0?
Okay, there it goes. Go ahead.
All right. There once was a loudmouth named Dave who constantly ranted and raved. He sounds just like Ace. His voice has no bass. I don't think his job can be saved.
Nice cadence, but no teeth.
No.
Know what that was? That was a boxer with beautiful form, beautiful footwork, moves around the ring like Muhammad Ali, but no knockout punch, no sting in his punch.
Andy sucks.
Andy sucks. Yeah.
It's on the back of the card.
All right. I'm going to give that a mark. Well, I'll tell you, it's anyone's game because you know, really, the two champions here are Damashek and phone screener Brian. Now,
I'd be happy to write one about myself.
I'm sure you
my
would.
My lush head of hair, my ruggedly handsome features.
All right, let's move on to Rachel Perry. Rachel, how say you?
I was having problems because I was just going to go with Dave's an a-hole.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one that I wrote, I feel like it's mean.
Oh, go ahead.
Really?
Yeah, I won't be offended.
He would do something mean to you, for sure.
Yeah, he would, which is why I think it's mean. Your hairline's becoming recessive. Your jokes about birds are excessive. Stop making me cry. I hope your fish die. You're acting real passive-aggressive.
I'll tell you.
That was not bad.
I not only did it, covered the main topics, it was smart. It was succinct. It moved. It had a nice rhythm to it. I'm very impressed.
Oh, well, thank you.
You get a good score on that one. Mike?
Yes. Dave Damashek does #1 sports. Oh, God, how I hate those reports. His comedy bits are real lame. If the show sucks, he's to blame. And his beer gut hangs over his shorts.
Another strong effort. Oh, that's tough. Who do we have now? Bill? Pre-op?
Yep.
Board-op? Bill?
I feel, here's my prediction, by the way. I think these ones all have really no teeth. These people are grasping at straws. You know?
I don't know. I liked Rachel's. I really did.
Put down Abe Lincoln. You can do so. Oh, he's tall and he has a weird beard. There's nothing really to say. It's the same sort of thing.
Quit your stalling.
All that said, I fear the most out of all these people. For some reason, I have a bad feeling about Bill the gay board up. I don't know why.
All right, go ahead, Bill.
I heard that defensive buildup, but there once was a man named Damashek who was so ugly he made all the girls say black. He keeps fishing for compliments, but what he really needs are breath mints, and even his mom thinks he needs a reality check.
Just black and the breath mints and
it's hard to rhyme with Shaq.
Yeah.
Black is good.
Although,
black was good, and then the breath mints was a little bit bumpy. That's all.
Yeah.
Not a bad effort. We have a few on the phone. We have Dennis over here. Dennis?
Yeah.
What do you got for me?
All right. There once was a man named Dave, but forget about him. Let's talk about that fat ass named Tad. He's big and he's hairy. The women say he's scary, and the fat boy needs to shave.
Wow. So went back to rhyming with Dave. I like that.
I just couldn't do it to Dave. He's my hero.
Say hero of what?
Dave, you're my hero. I want to be just like you.
You're the tops, baby, though. You're hired. Everyone in this studio, you're all fired. Except you, Ace. Is that all right?
Thank you.
Can I do that?
It didn't rhyme, but thank you.
Can I can everybody in here?
Go ahead. Dennis?
Yeah.
Nice job.
Thank you.
All right. And your reward is being put on hold. Joe?
Yeah.
You have a limerick for Dave?
I do have one. Dave Damashek is an annoying queer. Dave Damashek is a queer. Dave Damashek is an annoying queer.
Not funny, haha, funny queer.
All right. Not inspired, but funny.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mike?
Hey, Dave likes to make waves about sports. On OJ, he no longer reports. His breath smells bad. Surprised Adam not mad. I bet he's always crapping his shorts.
I would say, good 5.5, but would apply to almost anyone. You work sports in, but other than that, I'm not so sure about the OJ one.
You stole
and how that works.
my rhythm, too.
Right.
Reports and shorts.
Yeah. All right, Mike, subpar effort from you. We expect better. Big Tad, I actually had do a limerick, too. He's got nothing. Big Tad, you had an extra 10 minutes. Now, come on. What do you got? Get in here.
He couldn't come up with a limerick, but he did attempt to eat my right arm during the commercial break.
Well, to be fair, it did smell like bacon fat.
I can't do limericks.
Well, why not, Dad? There's nothing wrong with you.
Yes, there is. I can't think right off of the top of my head.
I know. That's why I gave you the 10-minute heads up, and
Thank you,
Angie
buddy.
was helping you out there.
No, I actually, she wrote one for me, but I didn't use it.
Why not?
You sound so
You want me
sad.
to use it?
Well, read us what you have.
I would like you to produce something.
I want to know what you have.
All right. There's a sports guy who thinks he's hot. All the ladies thinks he's not. Oh, and by the way, he's going bald.
All right. But, Tad, let me explain why you haven't been laid in now going on 27 months. You can't announce to the world you can't do everything all the time. That is the number one thing chicks
There's one
hate.
thing I can do. Kiss Larry the Cable Guy's ass. I could do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, you failed at that as well.
No, I didn't.
You turned in a subpar effort at that. Hey, here's the point, Tad. You have to take... What about the can-do attitude? Where's the old Tad? I don't mean the old Tad when you were 20. I mean, give me the old Tad when you're 50.
He replaced it with a can of baked beans.
It's ironic when they say I miss the old Tad and they're talking about the younger version of you. Do you know what I mean?
Weird.
It should be you older now.
Something wrong.
Show me the old Tad. The Tad that's died of cancer.
Wow.
Sorry. All right, Tad, go out there and get Angie's limerick, would you? And parrot it back to us. And we'll pretend like she didn't write it. Meanwhile, I'm going to score these things. Let's see. Phone screener Brian. No. Who started?
I started.
Bruska started first. Weak effort, 5.2. Phone screener Brian, not up to his normal standard, 7.3.
Damn it.
Rachel Perry, 8.9.
Wow.
Could have gone higher, too. Mike, nice job, 8.8. Sorry, had to put you just below Rachel. And Bill, pre-op, gay, board op, Bill is 6.9, just because I wanted to say 69. Tad, what do you got?
All right, this is from Angie.
Mm-hmm.
Sports guy Dave thinks he's hot, but all the girls say he's not. He's a Star Wars geek. He's born like a freak. His ego's the size of a parking lot.
His what's like a freak?
He's balding like a freak. His ego's the size of a parking lot.
That would have been a pretty good effort had you not stumbled
It wasn't
over the
even
ball
written
part.
by him. He couldn't just read it.
I did read it.
All right. Stumble back into the lounge, please, Tad.
I can't win with you people, can I?
Not if you keep thinking that way, Tad. I want the old Tad. Okay. Here's my point. Rachel Perry wins this one, hands down. Nice job.
Woeful effort, though, collectively, I have to say.
I don't want to take away from Rachel's victory, and I think she would have won it anyway. But the rest of you should be ashamed of yourselves. It was a weak effort. And maybe Dave is your muse. Maybe he needs to inspire the troops. Maybe he's one of these player coaches that needs to be out on the floor or on the field with you or something, because it just wasn't inspiring.
But that's what I'm saying. You're asking the Chicago Bulls to put down Michael Jordan. What are they going to say, really? You know?
Right. It's the exact same thing. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Dave has his jerk report. Then later on, we have Playboy TV's Jessie Jane. I think she does a little porn. Female boxer extraordinaire lightweight Mia St. John, and much more coming up after this.
This is Jorge Garcia from Lost. Call Adam Carolla now at 1-866-901-ADAM.
Yeah. Dave Damashek has his jerk report. These are all the people he can't stand. That's coming up in a second. Playboy TV's Jessie Jane is just entered the green room. Female lightweight champ, Mia St. John, also heading in here. We, as promised, a quick round of Germany or Florida, and then Dave and his jerk report. Steve?
Hey, good morning,
Germany or Florida?
What's the story, my brother?
All right, here we go. An 18-year-old student cut off his penis and tongue after drinking a tea made from the hallucinogenic plant Angel's Trumpet. According to his mother, he was behaving normally until he left the house and disappeared into the garden for a couple of minutes. When the student returned, he was wearing a towel and was bleeding heavily from his mouth and between his legs. The doctor who examined the student said he had cut off his penis and his tongue with garden shears, and it was impossible to detach the organs.
Wow.
Angel's Trumpet, known for their sweet-smelling and trumpet-shaped flowers, have recently gained popularity as an alternative drug among students.
Well, sure, with positive press like that. Also, the blood. I have not had blood coming from my mouth and my genital area simultaneously since my stepmother opened the bathroom door too quickly and caught me trying to perform fellatio on myself my junior year of high school. Humiliating and painful.
Are you forgetting
yes.
about New Year's Eve?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right.
You're right. You're right. Two years ago. I think it was 04.
That was wild.
That was a good time. All right. So, Germany or Florida? Rachel, how say you?
You know what's weird is this story sounds familiar, like I heard it a long time ago, but I can't remember where it's from.
Well, that's the thing about it. Sometimes you do hear old stories, but again, you don't really remember where they emanate from.
Yeah, it's weird. I would probably go Florida, just the student factor.
Florida, yes.
Yeah.
I'm going Florida because it seems to me that this generation of young people in college they're trying to find every new kind of drug in America, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with Florida. They're constantly experimenting with windshield wiper fluid and so on and so forth.
Sure.
I want to go with Germany for the opposite reason. I feel like you always hear about European students and their college students. I think Florida, he's a dropout kid who would do this. He's not in school. He's not a student.
I agree. A lot of colleges in Florida, but no students.
Right.
Heavy. All right. I'm going Germany. We got 2 Germanys. We got 2 Floridas. Steve, is it Germany or Florida?
This is Halle, Germany. It's northeast of Frankfurt.
Wow. Feels good.
Yeah.
Feels good to be right for a change. All right, Steve, thank you very much.
Hey, can I do a Dave limerick?
Sure.
All right, here we go. Dave Damashek was a dumb gent who watched football in Kimmel's basement. He sucked up so great that he got his big break. Now all Adam's listeners are bent.
Mm-hmm. The bent's a little tough. I like the part about working in watching football in Cousin Sal's basement or Jimmy's basement, the suck-up part, but it just kind of coasted to a stop at the end.
All right. Can I plug Rocketbook.net?
No.
No.
Hey, Steve, but you can't have this. You just made the jerk report.
Nice.
Congratulations.
All right, and now it is time for the aforementioned jerk report.
The Jerk Report with Dave Damashek reporting.
All right, so many jerks to discuss. Mm-hmm. Now, the first jerk, as it is every week, is anyone who points out that this is the jerk report, but the music you hear underneath is creep.
Yes.
If you point that out, I call you a jerk.
Well, you just pointed it out.
That's an interesting point.
And you pointed out yesterday. You said the creep report yesterday in the meeting.
Let me that would make you a jerk. Write down Rachel Perry, Jim Brusca, jerks. Next, actors who talk about the craft of acting. Mm-hmm. I'll use as my personification Miss Sandra Oh, star of Grey's Anatomy. Here she is accepting an award.
Thank you for letting me act. It means so much to me.
Yeah, you call yourself thespian. I call you jerk. Next.
What is that sound effect?
It's the Star Wars. It's Han Solo. taking down some stormtroopers.
Sure.
He's no jerk.
Very timely.
But let me tell you something. The stormtroopers, they think they're defending the Empire. I think they're jerks. Next. The Bradley Braves, Bradley University, 13th seeded team. They should have just been happy to get into the tournament, but then they have to go ahead and beat my Pitt Panthers, who I had slated in my brackets going to the Final Four.
Yeah.
You call yourselves underdogs, I call you jerks. Next. This Randy Jackson character. What a shame he is. Stealing Arsenio Hall's dog pound. He's always with his turn into the crowd. Let me here's a
Randy,
little.
you feel bad that you've lost your little dog pound from the last few weeks?
No, baby, the dog pound just got bigger. Look at all of this. Come on! Yeah!
I do not approve, Randy Jackson. And I asked Brusky if I could have a dog pound, a couple dogs to back me up on anything. All he gave me was the lousy fish tank. But let me tell you something. I think the dog pound can go die for all I could be put to sleep, because the fish tank is the way to go. How say you, fish tank? Randy Jackson and his dog pound. Jerks! Next. I was in the bathroom. The other day.
A couple extra salvos
that's
from
right.
Han
Of
Solo's
course. Well, yes,
laser.
there's a whole dog pound back there.
Oh, okay. You got to kill them all, yeah.
Right. Next. I was in the bathroom yesterday here at the show, and I standing next to a guy in a stall who had to put both hands up on the wall.
Yes, that move.
Stop doing that. What are you leaning up on the wall for, to take a pee? You're that lazy?
It's creepy. I would rather have the same guy shush me while I was talking with his finger and say, "Don't talk, my precious," and then drag his hand along the backside of my cheek. Rather than the two-handed. How hungover do you have to be to do the two-hand brace?
How do you hold who's holding your unit?
A lot of guys do it that way, or at least I seem to sidle up to a lot of those guys. Just the two. All I want to say, though, is thank holy Christ we have the division between the two urinals. Many bathrooms don't have this. You go to the airport, it's just a whole bunch of urinals 14 inches apart, and you feeling the spray of the guy who just flew in from Mexico standing next to you. Nothing worse than that.
You know what's weird about urinals is this is your choice. This is what freaks me out. This is not some woman decided that men should all pee standing up next to each other.
It's dude-on-dude crime.
You guys decided that this was how your public urination was going to happen.
Yes.
You could change it if you wanted to.
Oh, listen, you've not experienced the degradation of the trough. You go to Dodger Stadium, you guys all just whiz in a trough. It's not even. It's a communal urinal where your mess mixes with that of everyone in the stadiums to create a potent compost.
You don't want to see your stream. You can't cross the streams. Don't cross the streams.
Oh, we will.
It would be bad, Egon.
Oh, we're going to. That's right.
Next, Cyclone Larry. Destroying homes over in Australia. Some people confuse, is it a cyclone? Is it a hurricane? Here's the answer. It's a jerk. Next. These people at American Idol who go over there, who grown people, mind you, who make signs to support people. But Mandisa, they make signs like, "Go Mandiva." Grown men holding up these signs.
All right.
Pathetic and jerks.
This coming from a guy who 6 weeks ago was at Heinz Field with a refrigerator box that had glitter tape on it that said, "Keep on rolling, bus."
Adam Carolla, jerk. And lastly, and most importantly, it is time for the Creep of the Week.
Wow.
Creep of the Week. Benny Layden is close contender, always up there. But for the third straight week, Barry Bonds, you are the Creep of the Week and a jerk.
I thought it was jerk.
Adam Carolla, jerk one more time.
Isn't it jerk of the week? Is it creep of the week or jerk of the week?
It's the Creep of the Week. It's the Jerk Report.
Oh, okay.
It's the Jerk Report. The song playing underneath is Creep, and it is Creep of the Week.
All right.
And it is Barry Bonds. But, sir, you are getting a head start on next week.
Sorry. All right. We will take ourselves a break. We will sift through the rubble of that bit and see if we can't piece it back together. Get the guys from the FAA out here. We're going to have to find out what happened. Somebody retrieved the comedy black box. I think it's in the Indian Ocean. Send a team down to find that.
Comedy nothing. That was dead serious.
Comedy nothing. Truer words were never spoken, everybody. The super hot porn star, Playboy TV's.
How's Barry Bonds even going to catch you now?
Jesse Jane in next.
It's the Adam Carolla Show. Call Adam Carolla now. 866-901-ADAM.
866-901-ADAM. Jesse Jane is here from Night Calls, airing Friday nights, 6 o'clock on Playboy TV. I've seen the show many times. I enjoy her work. Also, it says here, hi, Jesse.
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Better now. That's my answer.
She hugged me. Hello.
She gave me the same hug, too. It was nice. You know what's nice? Nothing feels better than a small back and some big jugs.
That's
you know
what
I
I'm
mean?
talking about.
That's a good feeling, yeah. It's a nice feeling.
Bosomy.
Jesse says here starred in the highest grossing porn in history.
Yeah, I shot with Digital Playground, and Adam and Eve got together, and we shot Pirates, and it was huge. It was over $1 million. We had an A-list cast. We shot on the actual Pirates. Maybe I shouldn't say that.
Wow.
Actual Pirates boat is what I'll say.
The one they used for Pirates of the Caribbean?
That's it. I didn't say it.
You
there
shot
you go.
on that boat?
Yeah, we shot on that boat, and it was really cool. So we had really elaborate sets. We shot that part in St. Petersburg, Florida, and we just had a really good time. And, I mean, just the movie, the response from mainstream and adult alone, it's just insane.
Well, it's really combining the two things I love, pirate movies and porn.
Me too.
You know what I mean? It's like that Reese's peanut butter cup commercial.
Mm-hmm. But do you like the peanut butter? Do you like the peanut butter on the top?
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you how I like to eat my cups. I like to nibble the chocolate from around the outside and work my way to the peanut buttery center.
Yeah, it's
know what I'm saying?
good. Yeah, it's creamy in the inside. I love peanut butter.
Yeah.
You guys really like
pirate chips and peanut butter. Imagine watching porn on a pirate ship eating a peanut butter cup. Oh, what a life. Write that down for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Are you ever contacted by that organization working in the porn industry? Ever get a call from the Make-A-Wish Foundation?
You know what? I don't.
No, but that's a legitimate question.
Anyone can go to Disneyland.
Sure.
It's a good question. Actually, there's a lot of organizations who won't accept contributions if you're a porn star.
Would you do that though? What if a dying lad's final wish was to make sweet, sweet, vigorous love to you?
Then I guess I can make his heart stop. He definitely would.
What if I told you that right now, as we speak, Big Tad's body was being ravaged by sickle cell?
Oh, no.
Yes, white people get it on occasion.
No, that's because Tad has eaten 3 black people.
That's right.
That's how I got it.
Jesse is now the new Night Calls. Because producer Brusca said, well, we're going to give away tickets for people to be in the audience of Night Calls. And I said, the audience? I've seen that show several thousand times. I've never heard any audience in that show. But now there is, right?
Yeah, it's an all-new set. We have an audience. We have a brand new set. We have bands come on. We have stripper poles, dancers, porn stars.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's brand new.
I saw Hanson and Up With People on there just last week.
Well, Ace, the reason you don't know the audience is there is that they can't applaud. Their hands are otherwise occupied.
That's right.
They're preoccupied.
So it's a whole new set.
Yeah.
And how many people in the audience?
You know what? Our last show a couple weeks ago was our very first live show with me doing the hosting, and there was a lot of people. I don't even know because the whole studio was crowded, and but I would say a good 80 to 100 people.
They got to keep it under 99 for the equity waiver. It's a pretty tough union in this city. So how about performing in front of all the folks? I mean, in the past, when you do Night Calls, you just have a couple of grips and a couple of cameramen standing around. Now you have 80, 90 people in the audience. Does that weird you out?
Nope, I love it. I'm not shy. I love people watching me in action. I mean, it's a turn on for me. And I just have fun. I don't even really think that the people are there. I just do my thing and Yeah.
You picture them in their underpants?
No, just totally naked.
Okay.
Do wangs ever make it out in the studio audience?
Do what?
Do wangs ever show themselves?
Yeah, they give a little wave. They're like a little sloop. Hello.
Wow. Now I saw, and here's the thing that's interesting. I was looking through the glass here when you entered, and we have a foxy intern named Larissa.
Isn't she hot?
She is. She's good. She's good looking. I'm trying to size her up. She's petite, but yet has curves. And you guys are actually sort of cut out of the same cloth. You're petite women that have nice curves.
I wish I was cut out of the same cloth.
Oh, you are.
Speaking of cutting the cloth, how about you lose the shirt?
Yeah.
Do you want me to take it
That's
off?
right, Braska. Take the...
No, I was talking about
I saw you point at Braska.
Jesse and
Didn't we
Larissa,
watch that
yes.
sexual harassment
Yes.
movie the other day?
But now, Larissa...
Larissa, come on now.
I'll take off mine first.
Come on, Larissa.
Braska, you take your shirt off and Jesse will take his off.
Let me tell you, she cannot play shy, this girl right here, because her and I have been in many situations. Many.
Wait, so
Let's
what's
get
the
into
deal?
it right now.
Come on.
If I wasn't
I dare
booked
you.
Each other. How do you know each other?
Her dad taxes for a lot of porn people, and then
Everybody listening right now.
everybody, if you didn't get that, no. And I met her through one of my friends, Rockstar Jay, and she came to one of my live shows.
Oh, God, I was
DP
so scared.
Tonight, and she was scared to meet me. She was so nervous. She's like, "Hi." And we ended up being best friends, and she's hot. And so
It was her and her contract sister, and I said, "Oh, let me get a picture." And they take their clothes off, and they're
Come
like,
on,
"Come here,"
Larissa.
and they're like putting their.
Come
it
on,
was very
Larissa.
scary. Oh, that's not for here.
All right, now hold on. Let me break this down for a second. Larissa,
Yes.
the hot intern, your dad is an accountant for porn stars?
Yes, he's an accountant
cares
and
about
business
accountants right
manager.
now?
Wow.
account this.
Wow.
Topless.
Wow.
How
Look at the brawn. Yeah.
How about Jesse Jane and me are in a room, and my dad walks in, and she starts telling him about how she had intercourse. I don't know what words I'm
Yes,
not allowed.
that's good.
Intercourse with his clients, and exactly what position she was in, and how her legs were, and where they were. And I'm sitting there with my dad, like,
Your dad didn't care.
I was mortified.
Wow.
I'm just an open person, and I just talk about anything in front of anybody. I don't really care.
Open
I'm not a
that bra.
reserved.
Wait, you're not a wallflower?
I'm not a wallflower.
Well, there's a shocker.
Everyone turns
Bosoms on display.
Like,
Yes. Oh, there they are. Oh, my God. Such an idiot. I was looking down. Nice job.
No,
Rachel, get a look. Don't be uptight.
I've seen breasts
Yes.
before.
Have you? Well, I've not, so I'm taking a look. Nice.
Really? Can
yeah. Oh, now I can see those on a good solid D
Don't
cup.
turn
yes?
to Bill the gay board up. He couldn't care less. My dogist, on the other hand,
I see Bill smiling, though.
my dogist hasn't seen bosoms in 5 years.
For a woman, I feel like it's the sort of thing you want to inspect. You're like, oh, interesting.
I know. Women do that. Women do that, you know, because you're just like, oh, hey, okay, they're soft.
Where do you put that?
All right, hold on. Let's reel it in for a second. Larissa, your dad does taxes for porn stars.
Yes.
That is
My
amazing.
family works with.
And you two met when Jessie came into town and had your dad do her 1069?
No, when I went to school in Santa Barbara. I didn't even catch that. When I went to school in Santa Barbara, I met somebody who was mutually friends with Jessie. And he invited me to her show. So I went along with him, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing there. But
And then you
that's
made
how
love.
we became friends.
Yes, she did. She knew exactly what she was doing there. She wanted to be there. She's like, can I go on a live porn show? Come on. Please,
she
Roxanne.
walked
You
really
two have
hard.
made time, though, yes?
Yes.
What?
You two have laid down
We've
with
had
one
fun.
another.
We've had fun. I'm going to say
yes.
no. I'm going to say no
yes.
for daddy reasons. No, but we've had fun.
Not for daddy reasons, for real reasons.
Yeah.
You two
We
spent
know.
some time between the sheets together. Ooh la la.
Wow.
No.
We have hung out together.
Yes, we've had many late nights of hanging out and,
Wow.
and going out and having
boobs
fun.
So,
hanging out.
Larissa, when you came to Jessie's show, what do you mean show? Where was the show?
She works for Digital Playground, and
Right.
she did a Digital Playground show, a live internet show, every couple weeks. And it was her and her other contract sister that worked on the show. And I came and I met everybody around there and hung out with them. And then we went. Oh, she got in the car.
So wait. Well, let's get back to the show for a second. Let's not breeze past the show. the show is one of these things that's broadcast out over the internet, right?
Right, and we have live people call in, and they'll be like, they'll ask us questions or guest questions, or they'll be like,
yeah, here's the number one question. Yeah, why aren't you effing each other?
so she came on there, and she was just
now, were you with
nervous.
A girl or with a guy?
I was with a girl and probably a couple other girls. I had a co-host at the time, and we always had guys and girls come on. So I think that day we had like a bunch of hot chicks. And
all chicks, no dudes.
No dudes.
So you watched in the wings.
Yes, I sat.
She was very curious. Let me tell you, I kept eyeing her. She was embarrassed, but she kept watching because she was curious.
Intrigued.
Actually, I was watching like, oh my God, what is going on here? What is this?
Oh, I'll tell you, it's a porn plot that goes back to Shakespeare. That's it's the novice who comes on and is intrigued, can't help it.
It was intriguing because I had never been face to face with
Jesse,
right.
the mentor, later indoctrinated Larissa into the ways of the bed.
She's corrupted.
Yeah,
wow.
I was corrupted.
She's not that innocent no more.
Wow. All right. Well,
you're telling too many secrets about me.
I ain't saying that.
Brusca, put your wang away. It's poking me under the table.
It's poking me too.
We need to take a break. Brusca, if I have any live reads, clear them. Also clear the head. If we have speakers in the bathroom. I'm going to give everyone 30 seconds to button up, zip up, and finish up. I'll be in there with a chair, a roll of paper towels, and some Jergens. I'm going to need everyone to clear out of that. We'll take a quick break. Jesse Jane in here from Night Calls on Playboy. Larissa, don't move. You're hanging out. We got to get to the bottom of this after this.
Hey, it's the Adam Carolla Show. Call Adam Carolla now, 866-901-80AM.
866-901-ADAM if you want to go see Jesse Jane film Night Calls. Yes, they have a studio audience now. Every other show has a studio audience. Who the hell wants to sit around and watch some talking heads up there just talk politics?
Nah.
Stuffy white guys in three-piece suits. This is the show that needs a live audience. Finally, you guys caught on.
A lot of fun.
That's right. So says Brusca.
Boobs on parade.
Definitely. Night Calls is way better than politics. Come on.
Yes.
We can discuss politics if they would like.
Yeah, no, you guys aren't scared to tackle the issues.
No, we are not.
Jesse Jane in here, who's, you don't mind being called a porn star, do you?
I do not mind being called a porn star.
Also, Larissa, who's our foxy intern, who
an aspiring porn star.
I'll tell you, she's like some kind of horny onion. You just peel her. There's always another.
There's many layers.
I'm
not a horny onion. I just came in here as an intern, so nobody knew my personal life or anything outside of.
The
she tried to play the innocent thing, honey. That doesn't work.
Horny onion.
Not anymore.
Horny onion sounds like the world's worst college paper. I wrote a pretty hard-hitting article for the Horny Onion. Tell you, I was got in the doghouse at Dean Johnson over there for it, but I stand by it, and I don't reveal my sources. So Larissa is our beautiful intern.
Thank you.
How old are you? 20?
Yes.
20, but you don't mind dating older guys.
Right.
You're
I'd like to date older guys.
You like to date older guys. You're not uptight.
No.
No, you're free love?
Not, I mean, in some respects, not in all respects, though.
And your dad does taxes for porn stars.
Yes.
I can't get over that.
Yes, he does. He has for years.
It's like H&R Block, but you just put a C in front of the
right.
B-L there. You have it. Is that what it's on?
No, you walk into, I have some of my, like, just, school pictures in his office, and you walk in, and there's pictures from wall to ceiling of, naked girls and hot girls, and there's me, like, in the corner. A little, like, 8th grade photo.
A lot of guys, a lot of dads at their place of work will have a picture of their daughter with Santa. He has one with you and Peter North. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, similar thing.
That's awesome. What a father.
Sitting on Peter North's lap.
Now, I know your parents must be divorced, right?
No, they're not.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They've been together. Yeah.
Wow. What a mom.
Yeah. Yes.
How'd he meet her? One of his clients?
No, she's from England. She's Irish.
Wow.
Actually, and she moved here from England.
She drowns herself in booze every night to forget.
No. No, actually, you know what? I'm amazed that she does so well with it because it's pretty weird, but
Yeah.
Yeah, he was always like the cool dad. You know, everybody
Sure.
loved him. All the guys I dated were.
And
you
he's
know,
hot.
Oh my god,
He's hot too.
Her dad's hot.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but
Tell
again,
ya.
that's my dad.
I hope you wouldn't say that. That'd be a little weird. But
Thick as thieves, you two. I would have never guessed that.
Well, sure, they were lovers.
No,
Yes.
we were never lovers.
we're
we were friends.
The thing about women is they're very flexible. There's
That's
no
true.
clearly defined borders in their sexuality. So it's like there's no guy version of that. It's not.
Right.
It's not like, well, me and Brusca. No, we never did it. But sure, we made out a little. We rubbed on each other. Why not? Yeah. I mean, we didn't penetrate each other, but we went out clubbing. We had a few shots of Jaeger. And, it
If
felt
I
good to be with a guy.
ever find out that you did make out with Brusca, you and I are through, Carolla.
All of a sudden. It's weird how girls and guys have totally different boundaries with that.
Yes.
But we are really honestly friends. We have
we are friends.
Who've made out.
No.
What
Fondle
girlfriend?
bosoms, so on and so
What
forth.
girlfriends haven't? But no,
we're not like that. I mean, we've had sleepovers and hung out and gone out, but not in a
Pillow
sexual way.
fights.
Sleepovers? How does that work?
With a lot of hot
She
chicks.
always says, I'm trying to be all like nice and yes,
I'm being nice. I am. Don't worry.
Jesse,
I have a lot of secrets. Don't worry.
Are you bisexual?
I am bisexual. I like women and men.
Oh, no.
I've been with more women than guys.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Me too. Barely, but I just nipped them. Wow. How many women do you think you've been with? Counting Larissa.
I don't know.
Hundreds, thousands, perhaps?
Up there somewhere.
Up there? And what about the male count?
You know what? I haven't been with a lot of guys, believe it or not. I've been with like 14.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
14 guys.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, that's in one day. But
Is that your
overall.
or that's with my personal and professional life added up together, actually.
Wow. So you just work with the same guys over and over again.
I work with the same guys over and over again, and when I'm not seeing somebody, that I'm having sex with, I've kept them on rotation because because I've had really good lovers, and so if I never wanted to hop back into a relationship, I'm usually against that kind of stuff, but so that's why I kept all the guys as friends, and then I had friends with benefits.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jesse.
Hi.
Hey.
How are
You
you?
can say hi
Pretty
to me.
good.
What's up?
You're real pretty.
Thank you.
All right.
How are you, Jeff?
Pretty good.
What you doing out there?
Oh, not much. Do you like ice cream?
I love ice cream.
Oh, God.
What's your favorite color?
What's my favorite color?
I think they come in flavors. Sure, you just go in there and order brown. Double
You think
scoop
you're pretty,
of
though.
green.
That's nice.
Oh, I know.
very
That was so
pretty.
sweet. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Speaking of stalkers, you ever have any trouble? Jeff, you want to go down and watch Night Calls?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Are you going to come see us tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'll be there.
It's a live show. Night Calls at the Playboy
Woo!
Studio.
Let's
6
all
o'clock
celebrate.
live.
Larissa,
What?
Jesse, make out.
Yeah. Let me tell you, they film right next door to Nightline. And oftentimes there's confusion. They both go live at 6 p.m. And tell you, seeing some of those old folks out there with that look on their face, you always know
Oh,
they
my
got the wrong
God.
door. Yeah, Studio C, old man, not B, C. That would be awesome. Where are you guys? You out
Studio
here?
double D.
You out here in Hollywood?
We're out in Glendale, Burbank area.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're off. in
I get out that
Geneva.
way a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's on the way to the baseball
Maybe you
stadium.
could take that number up to 15.
Yeah.
Courtesy the Ace Man.
Yeah. So it's
Oh.
you guys are out in the valley.
Kind of, not really. It's more, I don't even know if it's considered Glendale or Pasadena.
Chavez Ravine, that area. That was my poor name too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Man, I was going to do a scene with you.
Yeah, you were working with.
I saw the pictures in the lineup, and I was like, oh,
I want to work with Chavez. Yeah.
I want to work with Chavez.
Yes, he'll be number 15 on my list. So, Jeff, you want to go out there?
Absolutely.
All right. Bring pants, would you please?
No.
Okay. We'll put you on hold. Let's see. Do we want to talk to someone else who, still Dave Limericks. Wow, that seems
I like
so
to see
yesterday.
her rank the guys quickly in the room.
That'd be nice.
Oh, yeah. We were going to do that. Now, we know you like the ladies more than you like the fellas.
No, I love dudes.
You love dudes, all right.
So do I get to get included in this as well?
I think you would have to be on this list as well.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So we're allowed to, the bisexuals are allowed to do all of us.
Well, that's the whole thing.
And by do all of us.
The world is your sexual oyster when you're bisexual. There's really nothing you can't have sex with. Animals, minerals, it doesn't matter. You're on top of it. So go ahead,
And
Jesse.
remember, it's not who makes the most money or who's the most
it's
famous.
whoever. It doesn't.
Shocker
Stop pointing that out. From what you know of people in this room and what you see, who would you be the most likely to jump into bed with first?
Right.
And put us in order.
And don't forget you got Tad over
Go
here.
go bottom.
Thank you.
Go bottom to top.
Bottom
please.
to top?
Yes.
Well, I'm just going to take everybody on. Here we go.
All right.
Everybody wins.
I will go first since my name is on the show. No, start at the guy.
And your name starts with the A. That's alphabetical order. It's
That's
legit.
right. You start with the who says porn stars are stupid? Start at the bottom. Who is the guy you would least be attracted to in this room?
Oh, this is hard.
I don't know.
Well, just
Brusca's
do
hard.
it. You don't have to worry.
Brusca,
Don't worry
you
about
got
hurting
Tad.
feelings. Just do
Dave's over here.
I know, but everybody's so cute.
Wow.
We've never had this before.
Yes. Just start. I'll get you started.
Brusca probably has to finish somewhere near the top since he looks like a lesbian.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Don't let his rude comments sway you.
Don't worry, we won't hate you.
I'm chubby. I'm a lesbian.
Okay, Brusca, please. Hurting your cause.
I don't know.
Jesse, you're not going to play along?
Listen,
I don't want to play this
we're not going to plug your show. We're not going to plug your show unless you quickly give the order.
That's right.
Okay. Brusca.
Number one.
No, we're definitely not plugging your show.
At the bottom.
No, I think you're cute.
Thank you.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Wow.
So I'm number one, you're saying?
Huh?
I'm the top.
Yeah, you want to be on the top?
All right.
Just we know you want to have sex with all of us equally. Just give us the order you would have sex with us.
All right.
Right. Who would you start with?
He's
creepy. There's no doubt. He's a creepy looking fella.
Who do you want to hump the most right now?
You.
Okay, so who do you want to hump most after me? Who gets you after me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Adam, I'm going to have to take you on.
Yeah, thank you.
Actually, can I have y'all two on top at the same time and we can make it three?
I was going to say, why?
You know,
why
that
do you
may be
have
a little better.
Yeah, why do you have to finish for Rachel before I come in? Why not just,
Yeah, why don't you just join, help it out?
All right. Who's number 4? Or number 3, as it were.
Okay. Tad.
Oh, please.
Tad.
Oh, man.
Tad's a big old bear.
Yes,
He give me
is.
some good loving.
He's got a lot stored up.
I'm done.
Who's after Tad? That's Dave, and that's Mike.
Dave and Mike. Dave, Mike.
It's a draw between Dave and Mike.
They only get her if they go
Dave,
together.
They gotta go together.
They gotta go at the same
Yeah,
time.
I like doubles. Come on,
All right.
bring it.
All right.
Bring in the action.
All right. Tad sloppy seconds. Dave and Mike, come on in. Flap up, fellas.
Just had to start it off with so much promise.
All right, and
Now
then
let's get back to Larissa and Jesse making out. Do it.
Not gonna happen.
all right.
It's part of your internship, yeah.
No.
We've had those days. We're over it.
Yeah.
We're cool.
That tape's going to be played in
Been there,
court.
done that.
You can see it now.
Yeah.
And I'll be yelling. Really, you had to hear it in context, Your Honor. All right. That's enough. We're running late for break. I want to thank Jessie Jane for coming in here.
Thanks for having me.
Night Calls, Friday night, 6 p.m., Playboy Channel. And you can go see it live.
You could go see it live for sure.
Bring the kids. We'll take ourselves a little break. We have our female lightweight champ, Mia St. John, who's going to be coming in here. Speaking of Foxy, we'll do the news, we'll do the sports, all that coming up.
And his girlfriend, Serena, moved in with my parents 3 years ago. Last night, I dropped by the house unexpectedly. I found my dad and Serena making out on the couch. I was furious. I could have killed her right there for doing that to my mom and my brother. Dad tried to act like what I saw was a game and wasn't real. I know what I saw. Should I tell my brother and my mom? Please help me. Angry in North Carolina.
Dear Angry, the first thing you must do is recognize that as tempting as it is to blame this on Serena, your father is an adult and responsible for his actions. He is as guilty as Serena is. Attacking her is not the solution, because having Serena living under the same roof has proved too tempting for your father to resist. Give him 2 weeks to move her and the baby out, or you will tell your mother what you saw. As Serena goes and says nothing, tell your brother that the mother of his child had been cheating on him with his father while incarcerated and unable to do anything about it, or be to no one's benefit. So I strongly advise against it.
Free advice from James Lights Out Tony.
Yeah. I'll tell you, you want to talk impressive. First off, he was tickled by his own advice somewhere in the middle of that.
Well, he's a relationship counselor, but he's still a human being, too.
Yeah, and a heavyweight boxer. The thing that's even more impressive than hearing it on the radio is to actually peek through the glass of the studio and see him laying some of those down. Off the cuff. Just going.
From the heart.
Eyes closed oftentimes. Free association is what he calls it. I like that.
Well, a lot of people, when they're gifted in one area, they're gifted in a lot of areas.
It's a good point. A lot of actors are painters as well. A lot of boxers dispatch relationship advice. Well, maybe not a lot, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think I've made my point. Speaking of boxers, Mia St. John is coming in here after we do a little news and a little sports. She is the IFBA lightweight champion, and Foxy, too. We had her on the Man Show, I think, some years back. We will bring her in. I think you could take her. I could definitely, I'd like to get Larissa and Jessie Jane in here and really have all you guys just really go at it. And,
prove once and for all.
Yeah. Cage match. Loser leaves town. Whatever happened to that one? I guess ever since like Southwest Airlines popped up, it was no big deal for a guy to get on a plane and go to San Francisco or something for a weekend. Loser leaving town. And what if they're always in a crappy town? You know, it's like live from Plentywood, Montana, the cage match. Loser leaves town. Yeah, they're going back to Orlando. It's not bad.
Yeah, well, it's also the last time I saw it in a picture was American History X. When Ed Norton and his neo-Nazi pals play the black guys out in Venice Beach out by the boardwalk for the court. Loser never gets to come back to the court, and the neo-Nazis throwing alley-oop dunks to each other. Ed Norton dunking on the black guys. This happens all the time. The neo-Nazis thrive on the hardwood. Yes.
Yeah, if you've ever seen a Hitler dish or shake and bake.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. Never seen the early black and white stuff of him and his ball handling?
Of course, yeah. Dynamite.
Yes. He was a racist Bob Cousy. That's what he was known as. Racist Bob Cousy. That was my porn name. Racist Bob Cousy. All right. We will now move forward with a little news with Rachel Perry.
There's unrest in the Middle East, and Limerick battles persist in the West. Earlier today, Rachel Perry threw I don't know, whatever. I was going with that.
It was a roundhouse.
Report on my own limerick.
It was a haymaker you threw at him.
But I imagine that's only one round in this war.
Yes.
I think that's going to continue for a while.
Sure.
And, of course, U.S. and Iraqi forces freed 1 British and 2 Canadian hostages in Iraq who had been held by the Brigades of the Swords of Righteousness.
Yeah. There's an excellent name. It's really like retarded teenagers who were friends of Tad's came up with that name.
Yeah. Like
it's some sort of like you'd come up with if you were a Dungeons and Dragons nerd from the middle of the country and you were 13 and hadn't sprung a pube yet. That would be the name of your team.
Well, you had a good idea. Start giving them college mascots and cheerleaders.
Yeah,
and
you guys,
a fighting song and so on and so forth.
Yeah, you'd be the Running Rebels. Forget about the Swords of Allah. Mm-hmm. You'd be the Blue Devils, Running Rebels, Gamecocks. I'm guessing all cocks are game. It's the way I look at it.
I mean, maybe there would be more people who would join our army if it was more cool. Like the names are more cool, though. You know?
That's true. That's right.
Like maybe we would actually get all those all those nerds and smart people. And
well, I guess the sort of English equivalent would be like the super badass, super duper dudes or something. Yeah, better than the Marines.
Super number one Americans.
That's
something
right. Yeah.
Cool like that. We should. Can I write a letter to the president and ask to rename Army?
Please pen
something else. Super duper number one Americans.
Yeah.
Awesome. Did you hear about this little boy who wandered into a strip club because his father had left him in the car for about half an hour, pulled up to a strip club, told him, "Don't get out of the car or monsters will eat you."
Really?
And then proceeded to go into the strip club, and then the little boy followed him in about half hour later.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, the dad is definitely in some trouble, but I'm not really sure. I mean, the way that they market things today, it's kind of, the Camel cigarettes with the Charlie the Camel and the
it's toward
whatever.
Kids.
It is a lot of these things. I mean, think about it with the breasts. Those are for kids.
Yeah.
And I heard this on the way to work today.
Dads, need a break from the kids? Come on down to Cloud 9, Tulsa's hottest gentlemen's club, featuring Oklahoma's hottest blondes, brunettes,
and balloon animals from Bonkers the Clown.
11 to 1 is the free buffet.
And from 1 to 3 is show and tell.
Cloud 9, available for bachelor parties
and birthday parties.
Wow.
There needs to be regulations, Adam, is all I'm saying.
Another thing there needs to be is some regulations on who can advertise on these LA stations. Got a Tulsa strip club advertising. I got a place on the Oklahoma Panhandle, and they're advertising out here. You want to tell them that's a good strip club? Willing to drive 26 hours to get to a strip club. That's a good strip club. Or otherwise, you got a hell of an antenna on the SUV.
I do.
All right.
Yeah, I'm picking up some pirate stations.
Tulsa stations.
I just like pirates. So.
I like pirates and porn. I think we established that.
Have you heard about... Okay, so I'm moving on to some entertainment news. Have you heard about this new movie that's coming out? They just released the logo for it, which is fan-freaking-tastic. Snakes on a Plane.
Wow.
Have you heard about this movie?
No.
Samuel L. Jackson. It's coming in theaters August 18th. I think we are starting our Snakes on a Plane watch right now. I want full coverage on this. I think we need to dedicate an entire team to covering, the previews and whatever. Ozzy definitely needs to go out to some sort of...
Snakes on a Plane.
It's called Snakes
It's just called Snakes on a Plane.
Snakes on a Plane.
Here's the thing with Samuel L. Jackson. He's been in every movie made in the last 13 years. Here's the thing. You should be required to tell us when he's not in your movie. Otherwise, we'll assume he's in the movie. You don't have to say with Samuel L. Jackson. It's a movie. It's being released. We'll assume he's in it unless notified otherwise.
What he was doing in Schindler's List.
I know.
It seems so out of place.
Horrible German accent.
I can't.
Paper thin.
Wait till you see. You're going to love this.
Snakes on a Plane.
Well, this is the tattoo we have to get Tad to get. It's basically, it's like a plane if you saw it from above, and then it's got snakes twisted around it.
Yes.
And like coming out. It would make an awesome tattoo.
Now, this is not a remake of Hamsters on a Train?
No.
Okay,
no,
because
no. It's not even in the same...
the great Hitchcock Hamsters on a Train?
No.
All right. You should see that, though.
Is it good?
Well, Ted Turner recently colorized it.
That I would like to see the. I'd like to see the logo for that.
Oh,
but,
you got it.
Oof.
Yeah, going right in the tunnel. Declawed and stopping at a town near you. Thank you.
Star Jones is recovering in a Santa Monica hospital after having a breast lift procedure.
Oh, thank goodness.
Just thought I would let you know. They were reporting that she almost died from it and had a heart attack because she lost like half her blood, but she did have to have a transfusion, but it was because she's anemic or something happened, but...
She's going to go on forever.
You go, girl.
Yeah, Al Reynolds was like, God damn, almost. This close to hammering that big insurance check and living scot-free.
Returning back to his first love, men.
That's right.
Wang.
That's right.
Wang dang doodle.
And
that was my porn there.
The doctor said that part of the problem was that her blood was roughly 50% gravy.
Really? Yeah. That high?
And so they had a hard time.
Wow. Broke Tad's record.
South Park, of course, had their first episode without you heard about this whole thing that Isaac Hayes left being the character of Chef. So, Matt and Trey, the creators of South Park, have now declared their million-year war against Scientology because of this, and they're like mocking it all over the place, and they had it on last night, and there's a clip of it of sort of like their retribution of what they've done to the character of Chef.
Something's wrong with Chef. He's saying some really weird stuff. Like what? I think he wants to have sex with me. What? I gotta go, weirdo.
Hello there, children.
Hey, Chef.
How's it going?
Good.
Well, how about I meet you boys after work and we can make love?
Basically, I think they've just cobbled together old things that he's said.
Yes. We're eventually going to do that in the show.
I would love to see that show.
As we get to show 100, I don't have to come in anymore. Cyber
It's a great show. A lot of fun.
That's right. It's going to be the first hour.
And Kevin Covey, the Chicken Little, they call him, on American Idol, got sent home last night.
Sad.
And you and me were almost right. I would like to start taking bets maybe, because I said Lisa was going to go home. You said Bucky.
Yeah.
They were both in the bottom three.
I think teeny boppers vote. I've never seen the breakdown. I imagine you could find out who does the voting by age, by gender, and that kind of thing. But I think the teeny boppers do the voting for the most part. I don't know any 28-year-old guy who's voting, but I think the teeny boppers do, and I think they like the long-haired Cody. Bucky,
Ace?
Sorry. They like Bucky and Ace, and they like those guys.
But you said Bucky was getting sent home. Bucky was in the bottom three.
Well, he was horrible.
And the teens do like Bucky, I found out.
Mm-hmm.
And the Southerners.
Yeah, he was horrible the other night, but not enough to not enough to outvote Chicken Little, or just enough to outvote Chicken Little, I should say.
Yeah. Did you want to hear the song that Chicken Little had sang?
Mm-hmm.
All right, this was his last attempt.
Never give my heart, and the moment.
Yeah, poor kid. He's 16. He explained that he'd never fallen in love before. I know. But he's fine.
Maybe.
He's in the 10th grade or the 11th grade. Please.
He is going to get more humping from having been on this show than he could ever have imagined.
Just the sympathy F's alone.
Yeah.
You couldn't tally.
Yeah.
Listen, this constant analysis of these C- talents is, in my book, completely lame. How say you, fish tank? Yes,
thank you.
They are with me.
All right.
Well, I am Rachel Perry, and that is the news for now.
It's time for Dave Damashek's number one sports. Number one sports. Do it, Dave.
NCAA March nonsense resumes tonight. The fight from the Sweet 16 down to the Final Four. By Sunday evening, we shall know who has emerged to that Final Four. Tonight, Bradley and Memphis, Duke and LSU, West Virginia and Texas, and the big one out here about 7:00 tonight. Second seed UCLA goes up against third seed Gonzaga, and Adam Morrison and his very unattractive mustache. Only a dozen or so games left in the NBA season. They're very important for those teams fighting it out for the last couple playoff spots. Lakers, they won a big one against their arch rival, Sacramento, California Kings. Kobe and company beat them here in L.A., so they're now a game up on the Kings. Ooh, one thing I forgot from college basketball. Did you hear about the Stanford tree? You know, we've hired on the Stanford mascot, the tree mascot. You know, they used to be the Indians, then they became the Cardinal, and for some reason they inexplicably have a tree mascot.
I know.
And, you know, they fired the lady that used to fill it because she was caught taking a couple nips during a game. She was loaded during the game. Now they hired a new guy. Now he's been fired or suspended for the rest of the year because he was dancing in an inappropriate place during one of the NCAA women's games.
Wow.
So he's out. I think we latched on to Our Lady tree just in time.
Yeah, deforestation.
Yeah, I just felt I needed to bring that up to see that our instinct.
If I was
a
tree mascot and I knew everyone else got fired, I would put a spotted owl on my head. Therefore, no way would they fire me. Guys, tree huggers would be chaining themselves to me. They couldn't get rid of me. What do you mean dancing in an inappropriate place?
Somewhere in the arena,
Oh, they're too stringent. Their rules are too stringent on their mascot.
And why can't the mascot be drunk?
For Christ's sake, the guy's dressed as a goddamn tree. Give him a break.
Exactly.
If you had to go through your life dressed as a tree, you'd be drinking too.
Yeah. Now, back to NBA playoff
I have a beer bong hooked up to my knot hole.
Knot hole?
That was my porn name.
He did a lot of work.
I've worked under a lot. You got to keep moving. Besides, when you don't perform well, you have to keep changing your name.
I get it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Now, back to talk about the NBA playoffs. The Phoenix Suns' chances of making a run at the crown might get a whole lot better tonight when their dynamite young forward, Amari Stoudemire, he had the bum knee, hits the floor maybe tonight for the first time. He's one of the best players in the league, but they're still waiting for doctor clearance on it. And he gave a press conference just about an hour ago. Let's hear how that went.
Pick up your pencils and open your ears, fellas. People have been saying this, that, and the other about my bum knee, but I got the straight poop. Excuse me. Hello? Dr. Sheldrake. It's Dr. Sheldrake. You don't say. Why, I'm pleased as punch. Thank you, Dr. Sheldrake. Doc Sheldrake says my gams is A-OK, fit as a fiddle, and so on. See you in the funny papers, fellas.
Wow.
Amari Stoudemire.
Is he a power forward?
Yeah. Hulking presence out there. Yeah. Jumps out of the gym.
Yeah. I mean, huge vertical leap.
Yeah. Amari Stoudemire. But good news. It sounds like he's going to play.
Okay.
Doctor clearance. Dr. Sheldrake said, go ahead.
Sure, I heard him.
Yep.
Dave Damashek's #1 sports.
We have another couple stragglers for the Dave Limericks we did 3 days ago. Joshua?
Yes, sir. Morning.
You have a limerick for Dave?
I do. It goes, there once was this douchebag named Dave, where a kid had to get married just to get laid. He claims as a child he was raised as a Jew, but Adam says atheist, and Dave says, oh, yeah, me too. So go home tonight, turn down the lights, and masturbate to the beautiful Rachel Perry's tattoos.
Wow, I like that. Hey, no, the cadence was a little off, but it was very creative.
I thought it was great, too, but there's a customer at pump number 4. Go fill him up, jerk.
Oh, wow. Joshua, you don't work at a gas station, do you?
I do not.
All right. Where do you
I'm a
work?
professional limerick writer, actually.
Still on the circuit. All right, nice job, Joshua. All right, dispatched of you. Mike?
Yes, I'm ready, Adam.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, there once was a man named Damashek who could not keep his hands off his stick. As strange as you may find this, his actions led to blindness. He said it was worth it all just to expel the milk of human kindness.
Okay.
Thank you, Droopy Dog.
And by the way, yes, Sheriff Diggity Dog, I'm going to go ahead and raise Brus. I'm going to raise your score, Brusca, after hearing what the callers have done. I think you were at a 5.1. I'm going to go ahead and move you up to a solid 6.
Thank you.
This is evidently more difficult than I thought.
And those guys were on hold for about an hour and a half.
I know. They had 2 days to hash out their limericks. All right. That was also my poor name.
Wow.
Hash Limerick. Oh, there's a name.
Over in the UK.
Yeah. You'll be working with Hash Limerick. Awesome. We're going to take ourselves a little break. The beautiful Mia St. John, lightweight professional boxer.
She's going to break in her new boxing machine, right?
I think she's going to give that thing a sock.
We're hoping.
We'll see what she does on that. 42 wins, 6 losses, 17 wins by knockout. All after this.
Hi, this is Sarah Silverman. I love Adam. I love Adam Carolla. I'm glad you're listening to him. You're doing the right thing.
866-901-ADAM. So we think, although we're not hearing anything through our headphones. Somebody needs to push a button. Perhaps an airplane hit the transmitter.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm really disturbed that I can't hear the sound of my own nasally drone in my headphones.
It's something in there.
All right, we'll go forward and pretend we're doing a radio show. Take my headphones off. Mia St. John is in studio. Good to see you, Mia. I saw you on Entertainment Tonight. Was it Entertainment Tonight?
Something like that. I think it was actually The Insider, their sister show.
Doing a little personal story on you.
I was.
You were plugging your $1 Million Workout DVD.
Yes, my new workout DVD, $1 Million Workout. It's in stores now. and also on my website, miastjohn.com.
You've won 42 professional fights, but your greatest battle was with bulimia, yes?
It was my greatest battle.
Well, it just sounds good when I say that. It's like when you talk...
Sounds tragic.
Your toughest foe.
When you talk to actors, you say, but your greatest role is that of a mother. You know what I mean? And when you talk to boxers, you have to say your greatest battle, your greatest opponent, and then you pick racism or something like that. You know what I mean?
My greatest battle was probably my ex-husband.
Oh, really? Duking it out with the ex.
Boy, did I beat the crap out of him.
Oh, we on the air. Look at us.
Did you ever throw fists?
No, actually, this was years ago, and I actually threw a shoe at him when he was sleeping. And it was awful because he had braces at the time.
And he hit him in the face?
He had those invisible braces.
What could he have done to incite you when he was
terrible.
asleep?
And you know what? It was okay. It's not funny, but it was kind of funny at the time because he's an actor. He's been on Young and the Restless for like 20 years. But anyways, I knew he had to work the next day.
No.
And he hit him in the mouth with a shoe.
I gave him a big fat lip.
Now
we were in an argument over who was going to change the baby's diaper.
Are we talking? Now, these old things with shoes. Like I've been hit.
I was so young.
I've been hit by everything from lineman boots to espadrilles, and I can tell you there's a difference.
Yeah.
What you're looking for is a crepe sole with some rope around it. You're not looking for a steel shank when you get hit in the face with a shoe.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I know.
What kind of shoe did you hit him with?
This is tennis shoe.
All right.
And he has big feet, so
it's got
it's
some
a big tennis shoe.
Got some girth to it.
But I was so young. I was like, that was when we had our first child, which was like, oh my God, I'm 38 now, so it was like 15 17
years ago?
No, actually like 17 years ago.
And it was a different Mia.
I was young. It was a totally different Mia.
Yeah.
Now I'm very mature.
When's your next fight? Do you have it planned
April
out?
1st.
April 1st? Oh.
April 1st in Nogales, Arizona.
That's coming up?
Yeah, that's why I said I couldn't hit your bag.
That's right. You don't want to...
Yeah.
No, I meant
funny out of
punch
context.
Brusca in the nuts. I didn't want you to hit the bag. You misunderstood. And who are you fighting?
I'm fighting a girl named Shelby Walker.
Is she good?
Yeah, she's actually very good.
Is she?
Yeah.
Now, have you studied tape? Have you seen film of her?
Well, the unfortunate thing is a lot of these girls have not fought on television.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, they can view my tapes.
Right.
But I cannot view theirs.
Right.
So
yeah, because
they always have the advantage.
You've done the pay-per-view stuff and you've had fights on TV.
Right.
So they get to see you.
So they get to see me and I can't see them.
Seems like somebody's got videotape, though. Do you know what I mean?
They probably do.
And I bet
they're not going to...
Their manager's not going to give it up to you.
Right, but I'm sure somebody had a home video camera.
Is this is it the lady who killed Swank in $1 Million Baby?
No.
What do you think of that picture, too?
$1 Million Baby?
Yeah.
Well, my workout DVD, $1 Million Workout, was inspired by $1 Million Baby because I had so many emails.
Cleverly named.
Yes, I had so many emails after that movie came out. How did Hillary Swank get in such good shape? And
right.
I realized that people didn't realize what a great boxing workout it was, so I put out $1 Million Workout. So it was actually inspired.
Did you enjoy the movie?
So anyway,
no.
No, you know what? It's so hard to ask a boxer that because we're looking at little things that don't really matter. We're looking at the reality of it, and since we're in the real game, it's so hard to look at a boxing movie and say.
No, I know. It's like when I used to work with Dr. Drew, and Scrubs would come on or some medical show, and he'd always be like, Grey's Anatomy would be, oh please, you don't intubate someone that way.
Right.
He would declare.
Yeah, we're too critical, so it's not fair to ask a fighter what they.
So wait, when women box, every fight doesn't end in the first 9 seconds like they do in $1 Million Baby?
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah. And
I
also, I'm no judge, but if another chick punches another chick in the back of the head,
you'd be disqualified.
A couple minutes after the round ends,
disqualified. Yeah,
they don't give her the win, do they?
No,
no. Otherwise, that'd be part of your strategy,
right? And so we're sitting there looking at it, going, "Oh, please,"
right?
But I guess to a regular audience that doesn't know any better, it's
to the little people, to the uninitiated.
Now you were once on the Man Show. several years back. Do you recall that experience?
Bring that
then you fought somebody drawn straight out of the live audience. Do you recall? It was some weakling.
That's right.
And you were going around and round with him, and you were just swatting away his attempts to stick you. Right. And then he got one through on you.
And then I got mad. Yeah, because
how did he get one through on you?
Well, because it was supposed to be fakey. No one was going to hurt each other.
Really? That's not what we said.
Because, I didn't want to hurt anybody. I, of course, don't want to get injured because, I mean, that's how I make my living is my fights. And if I don't fight, I don't pay my bills. So I'm very careful with that. So the plan was, we'll just take it easy. But then he said what happened was he didn't mean to really hit me, and it just happened. And so then I went nuts and killed him.
Well, to be fair,
it's his instinct. My instinct took over.
Everyone in the audience is drunk at the Man Show. So when you tell a drunk guy to put some boxing gloves on and take it easy.
One of your guests was drunk on the Man Show. I swear to God. And remember, I went back to the corner and he tried to kiss me with my mouth. With my mouthpiece still in my mouth.
We can't be responsible for him. Gary Busey.
God, that was awful.
Busey.
Stop the presses. He was drunk and made an unwanted advance toward a beautiful woman.
When I came back to the corner, and my mouthpiece was still in my mouth. And he's trying to kiss me.
That does not sound like him at all.
You keep your low foul protector on, too, when Busey's around. You know what I'm saying?
God, thank God I had my chest protector on.
We will take ourselves a little break. Mia St. John is in here. $1 Million Workout. Name of her DVD. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to the Adam Carolla Show. He's so hot.
Mia St. John, speaking of hot, in studio. $1 Million Workout. Name of her boxing workout. Out on DVD. Got a fight coming up April 1st. Has the IFBA lightweight belt. Two things. First off, little unfinished business. Somebody finishing with a Dave Limerick. Tom?
Yep, I'm here.
Quickly, Dave Limerick.
Absolutely. Listen up, Adam, I beseech you. There's a lesson I feel I must teach you. There's a plan I must foil. Your sports guy's not loyal. He's eloping with Jonathan Chichu.
Wow. Strong. Chichu.
Chichu's coming on the show tomorrow.
Yes.
The great San Jose Shark. The best name in professional sports. Chichu.
Chichu. Nice job, Tom.
Thank you. It took about 1 minute.
Wow. That's a long time. I mean, that's quick. Nice job, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Where were we? Yes, Mia. Good to have you.
Well, here's the thing. She was once back in '99. You were in Playboy. You posed for Playboy, right? But you didn't get to be were you the centerfold?
Well, celebrities don't do centerfolds. They put us as pictorials.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the best part, aside from the bosoms, of course.
That's why me and Kimmel couldn't do the centerfold for Playgirl. Although we later went on to avenge that with a little magazine called Honcho. So take that, Playboy. And then, of course, he went on to do American Bear, and it keeps going. I didn't get on that train.
I thought it'd be fun, though, since you didn't get to do the centerfold. The thing that would probably be the most fun for the person posing is to answer those questions. Those mind benders.
Have you read those questions?
Yeah, they're fantastic. I will read them to you now.
But
let's see what answers you come up with now.
I'm playing along myself.
Okay.
Adam Carolla, maybe, because
this is, if I was a centerfold, this is what I would have.
Right, when you retire, maybe you can be the centerfold.
But I don't want to be the centerfold.
Well, maybe you will be.
Because
who knows?
The pictorials get more money.
Oh, really? Oh, sure, yeah. The other ones are just hayseeds from Nebraska. Hey, baby, here's $1,000. Take your top off. Shake your ass. It's true. All
right, let's start with the easy one. Let's start with the most obvious one.
Okay.
Turn-ons.
Oh, turn-ons. I would have to say important, powerful, political businessmen.
You're looking at him.
Wow. Ace. How can you counsel her?
That's a turn-on.
Well,
I love men who are so intelligent, who are aware, politically aware, socially aware.
Right.
Brainiacs. Love them. Total turn-on.
Yeah, but you need to say for the guys that are reading, because they're never going to get with you, but you want to create the illusion that they are. You say turn-ons, guy who finishes off sack of Cheetos and then actually capsizes it over his face and taps the bottom to get the Cheeto crumbs out.
That would be a turn-off.
Well, but no, you're not playing it right. It's going to be a turn-on. For me, you know what my turn-ons are? Turn-ons. Interesting twist on turn-ons. Yes, I'm turned on by things that turn me on. So shoot me.
All right. How about this one, Mia? An ideal first date is...
Oh my God, you're talking to the world's most boring person. An ideal date is going to dinner and then going home and going to bed by myself.
You're driving me wild, baby.
It's getting hot in here.
See how boring I am? I would never see. That's why I was no good at.
My ideal date is January 21st. I physically pick a date on the calendar and idealize it. I have my own reasons. I don't have to share those with you. I like the 21st of January.
You know what? Or going to Barnes & Noble, getting coffee and looking at books.
Really?
Yeah.
Oof. I do that all the time.
Yeah. There's nothing hot about that.
Who wants to take me out now? I'm single.
All right, listen.
She's hitting.
Here's the next one. And then we already touched on it.
Okay.
What drives you, Mia, wild?
What drives me wild? Let's see. What do you mean? In what way? Like in a sexual way or in a...
Yeah. What drives you wild?
Yeah, what drives you wild?
What drives me wild? Oh, God, probably nothing I can say on air.
Sure, go ahead. Throwing shoes at your loved ones.
Yes.
Well, I'm just such a conservative type person. I think that, I'm very I'm a romantic. I love kissing, hugging, missionary style. Okay, someone knocked me out.
How say you?
I'm so conservative, and people think that because I posed in Playboy, I'm a boxer, I'm wild and crazy, and I'm so not wild.
Same with me and Honcho. I feel like I'm kind of old-fashioned, a little conservative too.
Very old-fashioned.
I want to, just walk on the beach as the sun is setting and happen along two lesbians getting it on. You know what I mean? And then just check that out.
You two are two peas in the pod.
Yeah.
In other words.
See, I want to be in love and
yeah. We all like to be in love, but we settle.
Last one. If you were an animal, you would be?
If I was an animal, I would be... I've always liked gorillas, so I'd probably be a gorilla.
Be a gorilla?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in college I studied gorillas, so...
I'll tell you, I would be a panda. I would be a panda bear, and I would do that thing where the zoo tried to get me to mate with other pandas, and I would only accept oral. And I would confound the zookeepers. It would be great. And I'd just be, look at me now, bitch. As I was getting it, I'd just be looking at all the scientists with their lab coats and everything. How do you like me now? That's what I love. A panda, oral panda. That was my porn name.
Oh, you would have liked March of the Penguins. Did you see that movie?
Yeah.
The documentary?
Yeah, not enough panda oral, but it wasn't bad.
There was sex in there.
Yeah, but the climate wasn't right for the pandas. All right. We are plumb out of show. I want to thank Mia St. John for coming in here.
Thanks for having
$1 Million Workout, everybody, on
in
DVD.
Stores now.
As we speak. Also want to thank... Jesse Jane from Night Calls, Friday, 6 o'clock, Playboy. Larry the Cable Guy, Health Inspector, out in theaters starting tomorrow. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla saying mahalo.